Welcome to MoviePod, a reclaimed cinema podcast. I'm your host, Brian Wishart. This week we're talking about William Friedkin's Sorcerer. It was a box office bomb in 1977 because it got released against Star Wars. So critics thought it was a huge letdown compared to The Exorcist and French Connection. And all these critics who had seen the original Wages of Fear did not like the fact that it was being remade. And the audiences had no idea what Wages of Fear even was, at least in America. The title is strange, and there's a lot of theaters that even put up signs saying, like, this movie is in English, trust us, even though the first 16 minutes are not English at all. Sorcerer is an interesting movie because it signals a change of an era of Hollywood filmmaking. This week I'm joined by Audens. How's it going?
It's going good. Those critics were stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
That's the
like
way I could describe it. I don't know. I don't understand how you can see this movie and think any of that, really. I mean, I understand it going up against Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. And
because it's Star Wars, but like,
what blows my mind is like the critics saying like it's like, oh, it's just a remake of Wages of Fear. Like, I feel like people in the 70s were not as into remakes as accepting to remakes as we kind of are now. But like they treat like Wages of Fear as like some sort of sacred movie, and like how dare Friedkin kind of remake it. But like it's different enough, and the filmmaking is so impeccable in this movie. Like, it is stressful, it is tense. Like, how can you not be impressed by this?
Yeah, like it was in that weird period where a remake wasn't like a normal thing, because like in the early cinema they remade movies and stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. So like this is when it was a little bit weird, but so many people characterize it as a remake, but like even Friedkin himself characterized it as a readaptation of the original French novel.
100%, yeah. Like, I haven't have you read the original book at all?
No, I was going to, but I didn't have enough time.
Heads up, me and Audens, we did a lot of prep, more prep than I usually do for an episode, in which case we both did you read the entirety of the Friedkin Connection?
Yes, I did. I finished it yesterday.
Yeah. I got through Friedkin Connections, William Friedkin's autobiography. I got through about half of it, and then I jumped ahead to the Sorcerer section of it, so I haven't read the entire thing. We also did that. We listened to the Sorcerer soundtrack. I know I watched the original Wages of Fear.
I also did.
Great movie. That's the first time seeing it.
I have the vinyl right here in my hand.
Nice. Oh, nice. And I also tried to watch the remake of Wages of Fear from 2024, the French action movie for Netflix.
I could not.
I got 15 minutes in and turned it off.
Yeah.
It's some of the worst edited action I've ever seen.
Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The fact that the opening, it starts off with we're not going to talk about that movie a lot because I, of course, didn't watch it. But it starts off with the typical, it feels like a Call of Duty episode where there's,
oh my God,
in some foreign Middle Eastern country that's not named.
Jesus Christ.
And it starts off with them dressed up like the typical quote unquote Islamic terrorist villains, and they're shooting these poor aid workers and stuff in a car chase, which is the worst edited car chase I've ever seen. And then it cuts to I think the lead's a woman this time around, because the first two, Sorcerer and Wages of Fear, are mostly male casts. Mm-hmm. And then it has a bunch of action scenes that are almost very inspired by the close quarter combat of the Bourne movies, but with some of the worst editing you'll ever see. So it looks absolutely terrible. I'm 15 minutes in this movie. I feel no tension at all. This movie has nothing to say like Sorcerer and Wages of Fear. And yeah, I'll probably finish at some point because I rarely start a movie and don't finish it. But I feel that's one I'm going to need a few beers to get through.
It's that is deeply bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
The Wages of Fear, the Clouseau movie, mm-hmm. and Sorcerer are not really action-packed in that way.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot of action happens in them, obviously, and they're very tense. But there's not really a fist fights or anything. I don't know.
No, yeah.
I don't know where they got that.
And
what's in the Middle East?
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to update to a more quote unquote modern setting, but
Jesus.
And I think, mind you, I didn't watch the whole movie, but they didn't even say what country it's in, and neither does Sorcerer Wages of Fear. They don't directly say what country this movie's taking place in. But
the very end of Sorcerer, when Scanlan, Roy Scheider's character, gets mm-hmm. his legal residence papers, it says Colombia.
Yeah.
On it. And I think that's the only mention. And obviously they talk about Managua. Managua's a real place. It's a capital of Nicaragua, I think. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of, they say where it is, but it also is it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Because it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's just about a bunch of people who are on the run. They're going to the last place they possibly can, or some incredibly remote, dangerous place.
Friedkin does say something in his memoir about, like, the suggestion was, I was looking for a place that suggested hell on earth where desperate fugitives would come as a last resort. So it's not really supposed to be a place, it's supposed to be a hell.
And with, like, how this movie got made is that, because, like, you know, Friedkin, like, around this point in time, Francis Ford Coppola, who, like, they had an interesting relationship. He was making his kind of, like, remote, high-budget production with Apocalypse Now off in, you know, off in Asia. So Friedkin was doing his own thing. Like, I'm going to do mine in South America. And what's funny about, I mentioned up front about how this movie was kind of released up against Star Wars. And there's a great part in his autobiography where he talks about how, like, all these 70s directors, William Friedkin, Francis Ford Coppola, Peter Bogdanovich, like, they're, like, kind of close buddies. And Friedkin was, like...
They had their company for, like, a couple months.
Yeah, which would have been, like, so cool if they kept it going. And, like, but Friedkin kind of was, like, had his ego, because his ego was huge at this point in time, because he won the Oscar for French Connection in 71. And then The Exorcist in 73 was, like, the biggest, most controversial movie, like, that year. Like, it was a huge, massive hit. And when Francis Ford Coppola says, my buddy George Lucas, who made American Graffiti, he's making this sci-fi movie. And Friedkin was, like, completely dismisses it and doesn't want to...
He was like, that sounds stupid.
Yeah. And then...
I've never seen that, and I was like, a lot of the stuff that happens that he relates in the Friedkin connection sounds ridiculous. Like, he was almost certainly making a lot of it up, but, like, a lot of it he also isn't.
Yeah.
Like, he just, like, rubs shoulders and passes by, like, so many famous people and famous moments.
Yeah. What's the Friedkin connection, it's a very, very, like, I was listening to the audiobook, and William Friedkin has a great voice. He's a great storyteller, and, like, he's a fascinating. He knows how to weave a story so well. But, like, he has an absolutely incredible voice too, like, very Chicago, and it's just so funny. Like, one of my favorite parts is, like, he does. I think he does this a couple times where, like, he tries to get a real performance out of a performer. So he tells him, like,
yeah.
Do you love me? Yes. Do you trust me? Yes. And I slapped him across the face.
He did it. I think he tells the story of how he did it twice.
Yeah.
And he goes, I've only done it 3 times.
Yeah.
What's the third one?
Like, I gotta know. Like, it's like, he's a big, he sounds like he's a very, it's funny, like, this autobiography is, like, from the 2010s, I think. So he's, like, you know, he's...
After Killer Joe, so maybe 2013s, maybe?
Yeah, so, like, he's a bit more humble, and, like, he's humble, but he's also, like, comes across as a huge asshole. And, like, a lot of the stories, like, even when he's telling, like, by the end of the story, he's like, well, like, you know, he kind of changed some details here and there. But he's a fascinating guy, and it's a fascinating read to it, because also, like, he's brushing shoulders with all kinds of people in Hollywood, so it's, like, kind of a cool, like, at least from my dad didn't get past the Sorcerer part of the book, so, like, I'm at, like, 1980 in the book, from, like, starts, like, you know, his whole life. But it's interesting to see kind of this sea change with the new Hollywood era, which he was a huge part of. And with the fact that Star Wars is because, like, Star Wars comes out May of 77, and then Sorcerer comes out June of 77. So, like, Star Wars was aired, like, premiered at the Mann Chinese Theater in Los Angeles, and the Sorcerer was supposed to play for a long point in time, but then, like, all these theaters that Sorcerer was playing in, they were just like, well, like, we need more screens for Star Wars. No one likes Sorcerer. People are walking out of the theater because, first off, why is it called Sorcerer? It's a movie about guys taking nitroglycerin, it's unstable, and trucks across a country in South America. There's no magic in it at all. So the title's bizarre. And first, like half hour of the movie is, like, 4 prologues that are in different countries, don't have any characters at all. The first 2 prologues have no English in them whatsoever. So it's a very alienating movie for audiences. And when you have critics already saying, like, this is a shitty version of a remake that you've never seen, because it's hard to get access to European films in America at this point in time. So it's not like people could log into, like, you know, Criterion Channel in 1977 and watch Wages of Fear like we can.
The name change... Or not the change, just the bizarre name that he did, like, he intentionally named it that to, like, evoke The Exorcist, because he was obviously most famous for that. It's what, like, the first time I'd ever heard of William Friedkin when I was, like, 12 and I saw The Exorcist, because my mom showed it to me. So I, like, look on his Wikipedia page, like, look at his movies, and I'm like, Sorcerer, wow, is that, like, a sequel to The Exorcist?
Yeah.
And I look at it and I'm like, this takes place in like, is this a Vietnam movie? Whatever, boring. And then the only time I ever give it the light of day was I saw Josh Sawyer of Obsidian tweet about it one time. He's like, I love this movie. And I was like, well, he's one of our finest storytellers, especially in like games, so I should pay attention to what he recommends. And I'm like, and I like look it up, watch the movie, and I'm like, first of all, it was incredible, and second of all, why the hell does it have this name?
And what's so funny with the Sorcerer name is that he picked it to evoke the Exorcist. So like he picked it for financial reasons. Like he wanted to like, okay, well, people like Exorcist, so like this title Sorcerer. So it's not even just like, I don't know, something like I think Barbarian has a similar problem with its title, in my opinion, where like the title has nothing to do with the movie. He just thought it was evocative. The Secret Agent from this year, like that movie has the same thing as well, where it has nothing to do with the movie, but it's just like evocative. And Sorcerer is a very evocative title, but Sorcerer is selling a fantasy movie. It's selling something like
wizards and shit.
Yeah, and like I'm looking at I have my Spotify open right now, and like I'm looking at the Tangerine Dream music from the motion picture soundtrack, Sorcerer title, and like, you know, Sorcerer has the truck going across the bridge and stuff, and like if you listen to the soundtrack without that image there, you would absolutely think it's gonna be something like Tangerine Dream score for The Keep or something, where it is something fantastical. It's not a
production designer too, John Box.
Yeah, and like it's it's an absolutely incredible movie. Like you mentioned how you first got into it. Like I first got into it because like I've only seen a few William Friedkin movies. I have a bunch of blind spots, but this is one that's hard to watch for a while.
The first Blu-ray was like 2012, maybe. It was surprisingly recent.
Mm-hmm. And like because this was a Universal and Paramount co-production, there was a lot of issues with the rights for home video releases, and like people were kind of forgot this movie for decades. And like I knew it was a big budget kind of disaster, and those movies always fascinate me. Like I just did Popeye last week, and that wasn't a box office disaster, but it was one where it got a bloated budget as well, and like
because they built like a whole town, right?
Yeah, they built a whole town in Malta there, and like way more than they should have. Like the buildings were actually functioning buildings. When like, well, why don't you just like, you don't have to make sure every nook and cranny is realistic. But yeah, then the Action Boys podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts, they did Sorcerer a few years ago, and some buddies and I, because it just popped up on Criterion Channel as well, so like I watched it for the first time, I was completely blown away by it. I love the soundtrack. We'll get into the soundtrack a little bit more as we go along, but it is such a tense movie. It is so well acted. Like it's like truly like when I watch, like, oh, they're like, this is like one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And you watched the Criterion 4K, right?
Yes.
How is that?
So the first time I saw it was like a DVD bootleg on some fucking site, one of those sites. And I got the 4K when it came out last year, like the month it came out, I think. And I saw it and I was blown away. It is possibly, it's either the first or second most impressive reskin that I've ever seen. And the other would be Barry Lyndon, which I've told you about like 5 times.
Yeah, I need to get both of them.
You really do. They're very, very good. And the packaging is very nice too. The first time I had ever realized that the truck that Scanlan does not drive is called Sorcerer was watching that 4K rescan, because it's shown very briefly on the side of the truck one time.
Yeah, it's a blink
like
and you miss it.
In the DVD.
Yeah, yeah, like and it's funny that like things that explain things, like Friedkin was kind of hesitant about. Like there's a whole story about they wanting to add the odometer in insert shots, like scenes, so that you kind of know how long the journey is, because like they're trying to get nitroglycerin from like one spot from like 213 miles away to an oil well that's exploded, because they want to use the dynamite to snuff out the flame of this explosion. And like William Friedkin was so hesitant for them to like go but do insert shots. Like, I don't do insert shots.
Do insert shots.
And like it's like, well, it actually makes me a lot more tense when you know, like, okay, they have like this distance to travel. Like it's a far away, far distance.
Shots are pretty good too. They're not just like, here's the odometer ticking down. Like it's Scanlan's hand, like writing it out. He's like, we have this many miles, and then it cuts to that at the very end, like the last scene. That's incredible.
Yeah,
it's like, you have 1.3 miles, man. Good luck.
Yeah, and like the way this movie is just a whole mate. Like this movie, I love a movie with a great Wikipedia page where it's so long. Like every bit of production is like takes forever because like there's so many issues on set. Like people were there's like a Mexican federale doing investigations on the set for drug use, and they had some people were like doing drugs on set, so like they had to be like secretly like they had to leave the production because or else they get arrested. And like Friedkin was like, thank God none of the actors were on drugs, because otherwise like the movie would be done.
Yeah, there's like 10 points where the movie was basically dead, and he just like kept going. Like he wanted Steve McQueen for Scanlon's role, and that was the first failure point. And then every other actor except for what's his name, the Palestinian guy, Hamidou. It's like the only original choice that he had that made it to the production.
Yeah, and like the reason why Steve McQueen like dropped out was because Steve McQueen had just had a new wife, Amy McGraw, and Steve McQueen's like, "Hey, put my wife in the movie," and Friedkin's like, "Absolutely not." Meanwhile, like in the original Wages of Fear, Clouseau's wife is the one that plays the barmaid there. That like is like the only female performance in the movie. Like so he like the original Wages of Fear had someone's own wife put in the movie. So like you probably could have done the exact same thing with Sorcerer, even as an homage, and had Steve McQueen be in the movie.
I think it is interesting that Sorcerer has basically zero female presence at any point. Like the only time a woman really speaks is the French guy's wife character basically just spells out the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
In the beginning. And then like at any other point there's like a couple shots of women in like the South American village, and they do not speak at all.
Yeah, like it's a very masculine movie. It is about men at nerve's end, and like you can read this as being about like Vietnam War or something, people being not where they're supposed to be and such, and being exploited by capitalism with a reckless company. But like the lack of women in the movie, like this movie has a lot of similar production details, as well as the alter the course of the director's career, same as just like The Thing with John Carpenter. How like both movies had like didn't do well at all and had high expectations, and they basically like mark a complete change in the career for the directors. Like Friedkin made good movies after Sorcerer, of course, so did John Carpenter, but like they weren't given as much free reign as they were for these movies. And yeah, they're both have incredible scores too. Like the Thing and Sorcerer are just monumental, incredible movies that like people really only like started realizing, hey, these movies are incredible like decades later.
I think they're also like thematically similar in that they're about people, and specifically men, and like how men interact in basically a completely fucked situation. Like their lives are basically over, and they're just walking through their death.
Yeah, especially like the last part with Roy Scheider there, like
literally walking to the oil field, and that scene is so beautiful, especially on the 4K rescan, like when he's like almost to the oil field and he's like half lit and he looks dead, like he's literally dead man walking. Oh my god! Yeah, it is a gorgeous movie, and that is one of the best scenes.
I just watched an HD digital stream of it, and it still looked incredible. But like that 4K, like I'm gonna, next time there's a sale around me, I'm adding that and Barry Lyndon to the cart.
Yeah, those 4Ks, they kind of all over the place, but this scan, that was an incredible scan. It's very done very, very well.
Yeah. So I feel like the way this episode's going to go is we're just going to go through the plot, and then we'll talk with production stuff here and there. But the one thing we got to say, like, this movie was a huge box office bomb. So it only made $9 million off a budget of $20 million, and Friedkin was even asked
$70, which looks like enormously expensive today.
Yeah, very. And
it'd be like if a Marvel movie failed.
Yeah. And like there's like one scene, like the big iconic set piece itself costs $3 million of that budget.
Yeah, the bridge scene, and you can tell it costs a ton of money.
Yeah,
and it was
absolutely worth it. Yeah, and like it's funny that Friedkin like was asked by producers like how much like this movie is going to be bigger, just as big as The Exorcist. They thought, they legitimately believed, like after seeing the final cut of the movie, like this movie could be absolutely massive, and like you can see why, because you watch it, like, I was blown away by it. Like I don't understand the walking out. I was like, yeah, this movie sucks. Even if you think it's inferior to Wages of Fear, the production, like the way it looks and feels, it's not a cheap remake. It is a very well realized remake.
Yeah, I don't know how you could watch it and be like, I guess it was because the sea was kind of changing around Friedkin, like, and it wasn't really super his fault. Like, Star Wars was so big and so influential, and it, like, he even talks about this in his memoir, that, like, people basically, like, overnight, their taste changed, or, like, we want fantasy, we want opera, we want, you know, this escapism, and then he comes in with this movie that's shot like a documentary, and it's real, you know, like, it's so, like, this, I don't know, this is one of the things I wanted to talk about, was that, like, this movie feels real in a way that, like, especially now, you literally don't make movies like this anymore.
No.
Like, there's, like, this grit to it, this reality, this, like, grime and dirt to it, that the Wages of Fear does not have that. It's like, The Wages of Fear is a very good movie, but it's a very slick movie. You know, like, it was made in its time, and so I'm not gonna, like, hold that against it. But, like, Sorcerer is, like, nasty, you know.
Like, there's a part in the village where the guy's just, like, taking a shit in an outhouse, and it cuts away someone else.
Like, sick. He's taking a shit. Like, I don't know. So I guess against Star Wars, that, like, Star Wars is also, like, it famously has that, like, dirty future aesthetic, but also, like, the plot is pure fantasy. So people wouldn't want to see, like, you know, this rundown movie about, like, this extremely cynical, like, kind of nihilistic against that. Like, the production design is incredible, the score is incredible, the performances are incredible. Like, I don't know how you could watch this and see this, like, say this, that it sucks. I don't understand.
Yeah. It blows me away. Like, I understand, like, something like The Thing, which is, like, an easy comparison point to make, like, being like, this movie is kind of, like, gross and disgusting. It's kind of, and, like, The Thing is a remake / adaptation, another adaptation of a book as well. And it's like, yeah, The Thing kind of disgusts you on purpose, but this movie is just, it kind of hits the same. I've not read the book Wages of Fear, but compared to, like, the first movie, it is a critique of capitalism. It is about poverty. It is about all these things. It hits the same beats, just in a slightly different way. So going to the movie itself, so the movie starts off, like, you know, it starts off like 4 different vignettes as a prologue, and it shows us who our 4 main characters are before they arrive in South America. So the first one is in Veracruz, and we get Nilo, who's played by Francisco Rabal, and he just does he kills a guy with a silenced pistol in an apartment. And this vignette's only maybe like a minute and a half long, and 45 seconds of it is just like him descending down an escalator. You don't even see him, and it's awesome.
These vignettes, I think, are like, when I was watching The Wages of Fear, I put it in my notes. These 4 vignettes are what really starts to, like, it's literally the start of the movie, but also this is what really sets it apart from The Wages of Fear. Like, it shows you who these men are, and it shows you that they're not very good people, except for the interesting kind of political dynamic of the second vignette. But I don't know, it's just they show you these men, and they make you realize that they had a story before this. Like, they had a life, and in a very different, like, all very different places, and, like, it really coalesces well into that town, you know, like,
it makes the world feel so big. It makes it all feel so real.
Yeah, it really does.
And, like, these are all, like, all the 4 different vignettes are shot on location across the world. So this movie is a completely global movie. In a way, like, it doesn't really have to be. Like, and what I love about Friedkin with this is that Friedkin decided, like, no sound stages. We're shooting this all, like, it's going to be realistic. And it feels realistic. It feels so lush with texture. It's just a great way to open up a movie. Because, like, when you actually get down to South America, it's kind of a bit of a shock. And, like, you see these kind of fancy environments. Like, this apartment that this guy gets killed in, like, it's kind of a nice place. And the next segment, it's in Jerusalem, and there's a bunch of Palestinian militants who are, like, dressed up like Jews. They cause an explosion at a bank. They blow up, and then they flee on a bus. And this part is, like, the production's kind of crazy too, where Friedkin actually got, like, the IDF to help with filming, which, like, it's actually IDF. The
explosion's a real explosion.
Yeah, the explosion's a real explosion. And as they were filming this, there was another real life militant blew up something like a couple streets over. So the reactions they got of, like, the idea of responding to explosion are real.
Yeah,
which is just, like, absolutely insane. Like
that's just luck, really. Like,
Yeah.
incredibly bizarre luck.
Yeah,
Like,
and can you imagine being
something that Friedkin would make up, but it's right there on the film. Like,
yeah, but could you imagine being one of the actors there? Just like, all right, we're filming a scene where we're faking a terrorist attack, and then 2 streets later, like, oh yeah, there's an actual attack happening. Let's just move the crew over there and film
and steal
it.
some shots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like again, just even the we can talk about there's all the politics of like the IDF and Israel and Palestine you can get into as well with this. Like, but with the fact that like he got the one of the really cool shots, which is when you first actually hear the Tangerine Dream score plays for the first time, when it's like the camera's like on like a IDF truck with like there's a 50 caliber machine gun there, and it's such a cool like shot of like a cheaper truck coming right into where the action is, and like the music in this movie is absolutely, the Tangerine Dream score is incredible. Like it's
this is their first release score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like was it Friedkin said he saw them play at some like place in Berlin,
church in Germany in the dark. For
yeah, and what's so cool about it is that like this kind of synth score that Tangerine Dream does, like it was like for 1977, it's very early for a score like this. Whereas the 80s, like synth scores became like that was a kind of standard. So much became so overdone eventually that like there was a rejection for that in the 90s.
Yeah, and like this movie, it doesn't feel like it came out in 1977. You know, like it feels so like both ahead of its time and also out of time. Like this is a movie that could have been made at any time.
Yeah,
like.
But like
it's hard to describe, but it was definitely ahead of its time, especially in the score.
Yeah, and like I can't imagine what kind of director could make this movie now with having all the, all the big set pieces and stuff, and like being a film.
The financials would like no one would pay for this.
Yeah,
maybe if it was like a big name, like if Nolan or Coogler or someone like really pushed for it, but like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like not make this today.
No, not at all.
And like that's such a pithy line, like that people say about fucking Blazing Saddles and shit all the time. Yeah. But like, literally in this risk-averse Hollywood, you could not make Sorcerer.
No, and also like the stunts are dangerous. Like the sets were dangerous, and like you could not make it because you don't have guys like William Friedkin who like the way he tells the stories too, like
dicks and forceful,
Yeah, and like the fact that you like legitimately have like you, especially now, like, and especially today, because, Israel and U.S. just bombed Iran, like, you would not be able to film a movie in Jerusalem.
No way.
And just happen to have an attack happen, like, a couple streets over. And, like, but, yeah, so part of this part of the prologue is we get Kasim, who's played by Amadou, and he's one of the militants, and he's able to hide in an apartment with a few of his compatriots. A few of them are killed, one's arrested, but he's able to make his escape. The great shot of him like looking at his arrested ally while he's in this busy crowd there. So that's our second guy. So our third guy, it's in Paris. We get Victor Manson, who's played by Bruno Kremer, and he's an investment banker. He's living with his wife, and she's editing a book on her bed there. She has just given him a 10th anniversary watch, which says in the 10th year forever engraved on it, which is like
I think the subtitles have it as the 10th year of our eternity, which is like.
I think my subtitles were a little bit different, but I imagine your subtitles are probably more up to date. Yeah, rather than whatever cruddy ones I got. And like, you mentioned already how like she pretty much explains the themes in the movie right when she's talking about the book. She's talking about like what's it like? It's like a soldier about to kill someone or something, and like
I wave my hand and they kill everyone in the village, and then Manson, later Serrano, is like, well, of course he was just a soldier, and then she goes, no one is just anything.
Yeah, it's a great little scene, and like the scene, like kind of the first two have a lot of killings happen right away, but this one is kind of a bit more slow. It's a bit longer of a sequence. And this guy is very clearly successful. Like, it's a very fancy apartment. It's a very fancy bedroom. And, but he's just been accused of fraud. He's been 24 hours to provide collateral of 15 million francs. So he goes to his brother-in-law and business partner, Pascal. They get into an argument because he already sent a letter too early that kind of might implicate them. And Victor asks Pascal for financial assistance from his father. So we don't know. So, like, and then at dinner, so it's their 10th anniversary. So Victor and his wife go and Victor and his wife go to their 10th anniversary dinner at like it was probably the Frenchest restaurant I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
They're like eating escargot. The food looks disgusting. Like they're eating escargot and like a very sickly green looking like butter sauce.
Yeah, I don't know.
The food looks nasty.
Yeah, it really does.
And like Pascal like shows up outside of the restaurant there and says like, yeah, my father refuses to help you. So like Victor's like, please try again. Pascal goes to his car and then Victor's walking away. We just hear a gunshot and some glass break, and Victor goes and checks and like Pascal's just blown his own brains out. Like it's
yeah, Victor's like, fuck.
Yeah. It's actually
The
so
look on
fun.
his face is funny.
Yeah,
Like,
this part's
it's
like
very darkly funny.
this part's incredibly darkly funny. I love when he goes back to the restaurant. No one's heard the commotion at all. So he goes like talks like the concierge of the restaurant or something. He's like, "Hey, give my wife a message. I'm leaving the country on a business trip. See ya." And then you just see him kind of just like run away, and like he looks back at the car where his like brother-in-law is dead, and he kind of just like completely just like scatters right away.
He just runs.
And like the camera just like stands still as he like runs out of frame there. It's like, okay, this guy's kind of fucked. We cut to the last vignette, which is in Elizabeth, New Jersey, where an Irish gang has they're robbing the base of a Catholic church during a wedding. And while this robbery is happening, a priest gets shot, and we cut. And there's a good part during this wedding too, where the camera punches in on the bride, and she has a black eye. Like this is a very very nasty, disgusting world.
Yeah, it does. It does really pull punches. It's like here's the mob wedding, and the sort of like I think one of the priests is the brother of the mob boss who's a little later.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is deeply corrupt here in this small part of New Jersey.
And what's funny about William Friedkin is that he has so many criminal connections. Like like in his personal like he's like he got this story from like one of his friends, and in the memoir he's like, I had a friend named Easy Eddie or something, and like
like casually mentions that he has several friends in the mafia, and like this is on top of him having a bunch of friends in gangs in New York, and friends in a different mafia, and friends with counterfeiters. Yeah. He admits to counterfeiting in To Live and Die in L.A. part.
Yeah.
He admits to several crimes in this book, which I think is very funny.
And like, it's not even like he had a rough and tumble upbringing either.
No, he's just like a guy on this like a north side, I think, of Chicago. Like, just a poor immigrant guy. He's not like mobbed up. He just like knows all these people somehow.
Yeah. And like, there's another really funny one that pops up too with his own personal collections we get to later on. But like, Roy Scheider, he's playing Jackie Scanlon, who's the driver of the gang. He's the one that Steve McQueen was supposed to initially play until like that all fell through. Roy Scheider, he wanted to play the priest in The Exorcist, but Friedkin said no, so he had a big falling out because of that. But
Roy Scheider would later come in for The Exorcist. I want to say 3. He's in.
Is he in the third one?
It might. He's in one of them, like one of the later ones.
Because I've seen the third. Maybe the second one. Because I've seen the third one. That's I'm curious now. I love Exorcist 3. That one's inevitable for the podcast. Take. Yeah, I'm not sure which one he pops up.
What am I thinking of? I don't know. Probably thinking of something else.
Yeah, but Exorcist 3. That's an incredible movie.
It is.
Yeah.
Directed by
Blatty.
Yeah.
So the original writer of The Exorcist.
The shitty second one.
I've never seen the second one.
The second one is very bad.
Yeah.
It's very, very bad.
It's Linda Blair again, right?
I think so.
Yeah. And it's
Since I was a kid. I watched the first 3 all together.
And it's the director of Deliverance and Zardoz, right? John Boorman? Yeah, John Boorman directed it,
yes.
And
not good.
Yeah. And
Third one's good though.
Third one's a really good movie, and like if you haven't seen if you like, it's probably one of the best examples of like a later sequel being like almost like The Exorcist is like untouchable, but for being a later sequel, Exorcist 3 is just incredible.
It is.
But so with Roy
Bill Blatty, Friedkin's friend.
Yeah.
Who, like, again, read The Friedkin Connection. Like, I truly cannot recommend it enough. It is an insane book and really good industry nonfiction, and he talks extensively about Blatty in the section about The Exorcist.
And I do highly recommend the audiobook too, because William Friedkin has an incredible voice. But it's a great read because like you get like it's like he'd be like, met my buddy Bill Vladdy. Like, he is so, like, first names with people, too. Like,
Yeah, he met him because he wanted to do... He wrote the script that was bad for... Oh my god, what was it? But he basically... I don't remember what it was. But he was like... It was like for a reboot of a TV show that I don't remember. But he just, like, casually introduces him. And he's like, hi, my name's Bill Vladdy.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't know, it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
But if you know, like, this is the guy who wrote The Exorcist. It's like, I just met him one day.
Yeah.
You know, he was there.
And, like, he has so many stories like that, too. Just, like, it's like, oh, when he became buddies with, who was he playing basketball with all the time? Oh, yeah, Robert Shaw. He was playing with basketball with Robert Shaw on the set of a movie. And, like, he's, like, talking about dealing with Bob Shaw and how, like, Friedkin would often play basketball to kind of cool down between takes and stuff. And Robert Shaw, like, was very competitive. So he's like, I'm not very good at basketball. So Robert Shaw just became very, very good in basketball in 3 weeks just so he could beat Friedkin.
Yeah.
And, like
there's his love of basketball is later in the book after the Sorcerer section. He talks about Blue Chips. I don't know if you've ever seen Blue Chips.
I've not seen Blue Chips.
But, like, it's about basketball, like corruption in basketball. And he's like, yeah, I met I got these guys that no one had ever heard of. Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, so I have a lot of freaking blind. So I've only seen French Connection, Exorcist, Sorcerer, and To Live and Die in L.A.
Like, I've seen almost all of them. I haven't seen the really shitty ones, which is Jade, Rules of Engagement.
Oh, I've seen Jade. Yeah, Jade sucks.
Jade sucks. Oh my god. And even he says that it sucks. But I've seen all the other ones, even Good Times, which is Sonny Sharon, and is god awful. And Deal of the Century, which is so bad he does not even mention it in his book.
Wow.
But, like, he's got some really good ones. I think The Boys in the Band is underrated both by, like, people and also the director himself. But, like, there's that run, like French Connection, Exorcist, Sorcerer, incredible movies. And then The Brinks Job, which is okay, it's kind of funny. But then Cruising, which I think is incredible. To Live and Die in L.A.
Awesome movie.
Rampage, like, within 7 years of each other, and, like, that is another.
If anyone listening has ever played Grand Theft Auto 5, you have to go watch To Live and Die in L.A. because between that movie, just like how it looks, and the fact they use Tangerine Dream in the Grand Theft Auto 5 soundtrack, like, it's very much close as you can get to, like, a GTA 5 movie.
And To Live and Die in L.A. is a very, very good movie. But the soundtrack was done by Wang Chung.
Yeah, which is crazy because, like, you think, like
Wang Chung, the guys who are most famous for the song, he says, "Everybody should Wang Chung," which is a verb everyone knows.
Yeah,
but, like, and the score is really fucking good too.
Yeah, but it's not. Like, yeah, like, and I love that the Tangerine Dream of it all, where it's the Friedkin use Tangerine Dream again.
I don't think so.
I know Michael Mann used it a couple times, but
sure no. But, like, yeah, they did come back for GTA 5, which is,
I think it's
like,
their last soundtrack.
I think one of their last ones before their original member, I think his name was Eddie, died.
Yeah, because, like, now it's like people who are not, like, who are born after Tangerine Dream started, who are, like, the main leaders of the group now. Yeah, like one of those legacy acts that's been around for 50 years. It kind of just rotates people through. Which, like, I would still absolutely see Tangerine Dream in concert if they came near me. They're supposed to be really good, from what I've heard. And then maybe you'll make, Sorcerer 2 in your own. Yeah. I would love Sorcerer 2, like, double the distance this time. So this final prologue, it's so Roy Scheider, he's the driver for this Irish gang. So they're fleeing it. They get into they're fleeing this scene of the crime. They get into an argument. They get distracted. Aki hits an 18-wheeler, and car flips over, flies into a water hydrant. They eat shit immediately, and it's such an impressive stunt for, like, a thing that's, like, takes like 3 seconds. It cost them so much money. It took them like 3 weeks to film. It took them forever to do it. Yeah, and it looks so good, just like the car crashes in French Connection. It looks incredible. But now everyone is dead except for Jackie. And the cops are on their way. You can hear the sirens, so Jackie just flees. He's in pain. So it turns out the priest is the brother of the head of the Italian mafia, so they put a hit on Jackie. And Jackie meets up with this friend who hopes to get him out of the country. He says, like, can you tell me where I'm going? I swear to Christ, I don't know. And we cut to South America. And
the line is a little... And there's, like, some unexpected humor in, like, the first half of this movie. And that's one of them. It's, like, it feels like almost... like Indiana Jones-ish, you know? Like someone would say that to Indy. Like, I don't know where you're going, Indy.
Yeah. You know? It's like with like Brody in the third one. It's like he can speak like a million languages. He can hide anywhere he wants. Like, he probably already has the Grail already. And it just cuts to him like, does anyone know ancient Aramaic?
Yeah.
And even just the way like Roy Scheider looks in this movie. Like, he kind of has the Indiana Jones look to him when it comes to like a guy who looks like very...
hat.
Yeah, very like dirty and stuff as the jungle. It kind of looks like the start of Raiders Lost Ark.
Yeah, it's like almost uncanny, you know, like
Spielberg definitely saw this movie because like they were all in the same kind of cohorts.
Yeah, like all those, you know, famous directors of the 70s, like they knew each other. They saw all each other's movies, big fans of each other. It's like I don't know, maybe Indiana Jones is based on Scanlan from Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And so we're in South America now. It's like beautiful, beautiful landscapes. And this is filmed in
the Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic, yeah. He wanted to film
also
in
Mexico and New Mexico, etc.
Yeah, but for the bulk of the part, this part's filmed in Dominican Republic. He wanted to film in Ecuador, but like that didn't turn out. And
yeah, because they couldn't get insurance.
Yeah,
because it's too dangerous.
Why. Yeah. Like there's a lot of stuff in this movie I'm surprised they got any insurance for. And so now it's in an impoverished village. There's like feral dogs wandering around, kids walking around with no clothes on. There's dead bodies on the street. Like this place does not look. This looks like a place these people who were actually doing pretty well for themselves do not want to be. And
this part is when it starts to be really more synchronous with the Wages of Fear. You know, like this is where Wages opens.
Yeah,
but like in Sorcerer, it feels like 10 times more destitute and like I don't want to be, you know, derisive and racist, but like just awful, you know, like impoverished, deeply poor, miserable.
And there's because like
it's not a nice place.
The prologue with this movie is about 25 minutes long, and like Wages of Fear. So this is like pretty much where Wages of Fear starts. What Wages of Fear takes, I think maybe like 45 minutes to actually get into like the truck action.
Yeah, it takes forever.
Yeah,
I remember the first time watching it. I watched it after Sorcerer. I was like, it takes a lot more time in the village in Sorcerer does, like setting up their lives here, whereas Sorcerer takes more time showing their lives before, like that showing that like this situation is a huge downgrade. Like they don't want to be here. They came here through nefarious means. Like this is dead end for them.
And what kind of like
they're trying to make a life, you know.
What I kind of like what Wages of Fear is like almost like we get more of their lives in the town there, and them being like white people almost seem like they feel like they're better than everyone else. Yeah. They have a sense of like superiority, and you kind of get more about the oil company, the American company, kind of just like being absolute like shitty to everyone. It's a bit more just like here's the effects of colonialism, and like you get that here too. But like Wages of Fear kind of makes it a lot more explicit.
Yeah,
and so it's just the three of them in town at this point in time. But Nilo, the assassin, he arrives in town by plane, and all these planes all these shots of the planes arriving and leaving are so good, and so it's. So as we're see how people live in this village, we keep cutting to the oil workers setting up a pipeline in a drill site somewhere. The three men, they have no money. They cannot escape the country. Victor tries to sell his watch for to leave the country. The guy's like, well, you know, your watch plus 1,000 pesos. Like they have no way to get out.
Yeah, they're just, you know, they're firmly within, you know, the cycle of poverty. You know, like they're being crushed underfoot.
Yeah,
and, like. It is less explicit than Wages of Fear, but like it's still like the oil company like owns this place, basically.
Yeah, and like the people who in this village, they work for the oil company as well, and like they're dying and stuff, and like the oil company does not really give a shit about them much either. Like,
like we'll see that in a later scene. I don't want to spoil.
Yeah, and like Jackie and Victor, they meet up at the bar. Jackie says he heard a rumor Victor was in banking, and Victor kind of gets pissed off. Like, that type people kind of know his backstory a little bit. But Jackie, Jackie's Roy Scheider. Now he's going by the name of Juan Dominguez, despite not speaking any Spanish at all. And he gets accosted by the authorities, who shows his identification card, which says he was born in this country they can't speak the language of. And they take him to like the station and like bully him a little bit. I love this part where one of the guards like pulls out a gun and opens up the Coca-Cola cap with the gun.
Yeah, or no, a bottle mug.
Yeah, and while still pointing it at him.
Yeah,
and they confiscate his identity card, and he can't do shit with his identity card, like with work and such. And now we finally get to the oil well exploding, and there's like fire absolutely everywhere. A lot of injured workers. Like, this movie has incredible explosions.
It does.
And so the local government has been told it was an accident, but the American oil company assumes it was terrorist sabotage because like people don't want the Americans in this area. They don't want this company destroying like the forest or whatever. So they need this burning well to like fit their quotas. They can't take a loss that big, so they want to get it out fast. They can't even lose like 2 weeks worth of like downtime. And like so a lot of the injured workers are driven back to the village, and there's a bit of a riot that starts up. They swarm the truck. The soldiers shooting bullets in the air to kind of discourage them off. And like there's a severely burned corpse in the truck there. Then like people pull it out, and then it's completely just go. The riot starts up, and like they burn the truck. People are throwing a. There's like a General Isimo, some politician we don't really see actually in the movie.
He's the El Presidente.
Yeah,
who has a liberal image that they say.
Yeah,
so and that's why he won't help with the oil well, because like that his image would conflict, with, because they think it's rebels or terrorists or whatever, and like so he would be aligned with them because they're anti-American. He isn't like a big fan of America, so like they can't get his cooperation or the cooperation of any of his soldiers, so they're kind of shut out of luck.
And like there's this great helicopter shot of like arriving to the oil well as a couple of guys are in helicopters themselves, and like they can't put they're trying to put the fire with like water and stuff they can't do conventionally. So the idea is to use a giant explosion to snuff out the flame, and it's kind of like I was looking at it was kind of like the same idea like blowing out a candle, but it's like a much bigger scale where you're kind of just like trying to snuff out the oxygen by pushing it all down.
Because if you just try to water it, it's full of oil, so it'll just come back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the dynamite that they have in the area has been very improperly stored because you're supposed to like kind of turn dynamite almost like hot dogs at a 7-Eleven, and the nitroglycerin is now leaking out of it. It's sweating. It's becoming unstable. As like the one explosives expert's kind of like looking at the shed of all this dynamite, he like takes he dips his fingers in the nitroglycerin. It's like not maybe like I don't know, like 5 milliliters of what he has on him, and he throws it against the ground. It causes a little explosion as well.
Flicks it, and it's like bang.
It's like a firecracker.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the show Lost?
Of course, I watched Lost.
Yeah. I love the Sorcerer references in that with the dynamite in that show.
Yeah.
Where like it's like the season 1 finale where like the science teacher is like telling me, okay, nitroglycerin's very unstable, yet be very careful when you move it, and of course he blows up as he's talking about it. And like even though in the later seasons, like one of the main characters who's like new to the island there, like everyone knows do not be very careful with the dynamite because it will explode on you, and she just casually drops a bag of dynamite and it explodes, and like there goes that character.
Yeah, there's more like of the strange humor of this movie in this scene. Where he's like slowly backing out of the hut where like that could explode at literally any second.
Yeah,
and he's got this like scared shitless look on his face, and like the local that's behind him, he's like, oh my god.
And like if I was going to show an explosions expert and he's leaving the shed, I'd be getting the fuck out. I'd be running the hell away. Like
the oil guy is just there, like completely stoic. He's like that character is fearless.
Yeah,
for some reason, I'm not sure why.
Yeah, and this this company man, like he's like the one that kind of like organizes all the action there, and organizes like our protagonist to like actually go and like deliver the dynamite. And so the explosive guy explains that if any of these cases are bumped, start bumping around, move around, they could explode. The expert explosive said like they can't move it 10 feet without it blowing up, but like they have to move it. How many
218 miles?
218 miles. They can't do it by helicopter because the turbulence will fuck it up. They can move a little bit by helicopter, so they can't do that at all. But the company man's like, yeah, don't worry, we'll be able to move this stuff, no problem at all.
Yeah.
So they go to the village of poor people, and it's like, hey,
who's the best driver?
Yeah. And so like they said the company will pay 8,000 pesos for each driver, and like we get the idea with with Victor when he wants to leave the country is like the buying price was like a watch plus 1,000 pesos. Yeah. So 8,000 pesos will get them out of the country. So they need 4 men with enough guts to save the village, they say. So they do like a driving test with the people there where they have like a bottle of water in the dash and know like how shaky it's going to be with the liquid nitro. And people are very eager and desperate for the job, but all the trucks they have suck ass too. Like the gear shift breaks while one of them's driving them.
Yeah, like this whole scene is like more of the humor. Like it's kind of farcical. Like
and what's
like the guy, the one like all the siding falls off and like the gear shift breaks and the other guy's like, I gotta get to know the vehicle.
Yeah, and like what's crazy, this mission is so important for the company. Yeah, like the trucks they're using for the test driving are not the trucks they're taking you on the journey. The trucks they're taking on the journey are like ones they like build up in a scrapyard.
Yeah, like I guess that is a little bit of a later scene, but like that scene where they build the trucks is an incredible sequence.
Yeah, so
that is one of the standout moments of the movie for me, especially with the Tangerine Dream score under it. It shows like just how desperate these guys are and like how bad their situation is. Like these 4 random guys have to build 2 trucks, like out of scrap parts, and like if they fuck it up, they die in 5 seconds.
Yeah, and the exploitative angle too, because like Wyo's in the company sent like one of their good trucks to do it because like they know that it's such a dangerous mission that like they don't want to blow up one of their trucks. These guys' lives being disposable. Yeah, well they'll blow up whatever. It's fine. At least we won't lose a truck.
Yeah, like in the Waitress of Fear, they give them 2 shiny trucks. Like they're new. So like, so the oil company's like, go get them, sport.
Yeah, like
so that's another.
Yeah. So
like,
sorry, keep going.
Point between them, you know, like it's like Sorcerer is much more focused on just like the absolute, like crushing. Oh, what's the word?
Terror. The absolute terror of like
at every point they're just like destitute and abandoned, basically. Like they want them to drive like bombs 200 miles and they can't even give them a fucking truck.
Yeah, like I joked to my Wages of Fear review in Letterboxd. Like I've driven down the 401 and Ontario with like a full cup of Tim Hortons coffee there and like big deal. But like I trying to imagine just like I don't know, like I was buying some beer yesterday and like got some cans and there's a bunch of cans fell out of my bag just because I made a sudden stop. Like, it's a very like. And I was thinking of Sorcerer again.
Yeah,
like
that's on a paved road.
Yeah, I was on a paved road and just some asshole cut in front of me, and like I'd be blown up and dead if this was one of the Sorcerer Wages of Fear trucks. Like this is a very and like I can't drive stick, and if you're driving stick, those things are a lot jolt. They jolt around a fair amount.
Those Frankenstein trucks they make, those are all stick, you know.
Yeah,
and the gear shifts are not amazing.
No.
You see later in the movie.
And like so they pick Roy Scheider is able to drive it pretty smoothly. They also pick so he gets picked. He's a driver, of course, in his real life, and Cassim and Victor are picked as well as a guy named Marquez, who's another obviously assumed name because this guy does not look Latino at all.
I think that character is like kind of the biggest blind spot for the movie. Like I think it's because it doesn't tell you a lot about him explicitly. He's like this guy that Cassim is friends with, and he's like sort of implied to be a Nazi.
Yeah, and it seems like they're more friends with one another because like this has some.
They hate Jews.
They hate Jews,
there's that complicated part of the politics of this movie. Like it was obviously made in the 70s, where we obviously didn't have Israel committing war crimes on TikTok every day. You know, like so, like public perception was that Israel were the good guys and that the Arabs were the bad guys. So like watching this, like post October 7th, is like it kind of muddies the politics of it. You know,
yeah, like
it's kind of problematic.
It is, yeah. And like again, that's what makes movies like this absolutely fascinating. Is like you kind of look at what the perception of like this the Israel-Palestine conflict was in the 70s, and like here's what is kind of nasty, and then having someone who's being Palestinian be buddies with a literal Nazi just because they hate Jews.
Yeah,
and like
later he calls Nilo. He's like, "You're a Zionist pig."
Yeah,
like this. He's like, and I don't endorse this. Okay, he says like this dirty Jew slit his throat.
Yeah,
like it's interesting to look back on.
But also, like, you don't really, it's interesting that, like, you don't really often get any real Palestinian characters in movies, really.
Yeah, like, especially not back then.
No, yeah.
Like, it was, like, still, like, a touchy situation even back then. And, like, people just kind of avoided it. It is interesting that at no point does the movie super, like, condemn Qasim, you know? Like, it doesn't condemn his attack on the Israeli bank or, like, his association and his problematic friendship with a Nazi. It's just like, this is what his situation is, you know? Like,
and, like, I guess, like, audiences, like, I don't know, I hate the idea. I don't understand how people could, like, watch movies this way, where, like, people need someone to root for in a movie.
Yeah,
just
like Friedkin said, he wanted the characters to be hard to root for, but I'm like, well, I'm rooting for Scanlon because he's the main guy.
Yeah, simple as that.
He's driving the truck.
That's all I need. I don't need to, like, you know, people's like, oh, I can't watch, like, I don't know, Martin Scorsese movie because, like, there's a bad guy as a protagonist.
Yeah,
I need to watch.
It's Friedkin isn't, like, endorsing any of this. Like, he's not really, like, a super political person. He's just, like, he was more interested in, you know, showing life, right? Like, and not, like, endorsing or condemning it. He's just like, this is what's going on. Draw your own conclusions, you know?
Yeah, and, like, so, like, as they're assembling the trucks, like, it's where they started writing the names on the truck. Like, one of the trucks' name is Lazarus.
Or that's the one Scanlon's in?
Yeah, so that's the one where, that's when where Nilo and Scanlon are. And then the other one is called Sorcerer, which is where Qasim and Victor are. And so the montage, as you mentioned, Tangerine's dream score is, like, incredible. And the montage keeps cutting to between the assembly of the trucks and the burn at the oil well.
Incredible sequence. Yeah. Truly incredible.
It's so good. This scene is another one, like, I gotta get this 4K so badly.
Yeah, it looks, you could see, like, so much of the guts of the trucks and, like, the sweat on their brow. Like, oh my God, it is so incredibly staged and rendered.
Yeah. And, like, the fact that they film this on location too, so the actors were probably very sweaty themselves too.
Yeah, it's hot as hell.
Yeah, this must have been miserable to film.
Yeah, like, but, like, it's so much of that is, like, on the camera, it's on the film. Like, it's so, like, I'm always, like, when I watch it, I'm struck by how real it is.
And, like, the actors play it so well too, where, like, they're trying to get the pulley to load the dynamite into the trucks. They're playing it so well, like, how stressful and tense this is. Like, the pulley system they have, like, they're loading up the dynamite and crates into the trucks there. They're surrounding with kinds of, like, it's like dirt or sawdust or something so they don't move around as much in the truck. And, like, but, like, how slow and cautious they're really sell, like, how dangerous this is and how, like, scared they are.
It is so incredible at creating and maintaining tension. Just by that framing of this nitroglycerin is extremely unstable, and that scene where they show, like, just how unstable it is. Like, even the most, like, minuscule action at any point, you're like, oh my God, they could explode in 2 seconds. Like it's just a pulley sending a box 10 feet, and you're like on the edge of your seat because this could be the end of all of them. Like not even just like the drivers in the trucks, but like just this box could fall and just blow them up.
And it'll probably blow up part of the town too. Like they're not that far away from where people are living and sleeping.
Yeah, like the tension is so amazing.
And so this is where Qasim finds that Marquez has been murdered by Nilo, and is where we get that that like Zionist pig line. And Qasim tries to stab Nilo with a switchblade, but they gets defused. And Nilo says that the money is too good for this truck ride, so he will replace Marquez as the driver. Yeah,
Scanlon's like, he diffuses it. He's like, we need someone else to drive. Like, we need a fourth guy. Yeah. And like, he's the only one that's here.
And what's fascinating with Nilo as a character is that you don't get many background details about any characters really at all beyond their prologues. And so Nilo seems like he flies into the country, seem to be like with nice clothes and stuff. He doesn't seem to be as destitute as the rest of them. But somehow, for some reason, he has to be desperate enough to get on this journey there. We don't know exactly why.
Yeah, it's not really explained why he even stayed, why he comes on. Like, maybe it was just something to do.
Yeah. there's apparently like a European cut of this movie where the released like the 80s or something, where they cut all the prologues from the movie and just starts off in South America, which like
I don't like that.
I don't like it either, but you would get. I think Nilo as a character would make just as much sense.
Yeah,
and I think that's
honestly,
and which I think is I think it's a great thing with the characters. Like movies try to over-explain themselves too much to the audience, I think, and this one just being like, here are these men, they're desperate. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, like Friedkin really trusts you to just buy that. Like they're taking this guy with them because he's there. You know, like they need a fourth guy. Here he is.
Yeah. And, like, they try to negotiate a higher pay for it, because, like, but, like, the company guy's like...
Serrano is like, we want double and legal papers.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. Yeah. Like, the money doesn't even matter to the oil company, like, really. Like, they probably could have asked for triple or quadruple and got it. Like, they kind of just, like, threw a number out that would, like, seem high.
Yeah.
And it's like, margin of error to the oil company. It's like, you know, All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah.
So, like, at the end, it's like, we see all of these harrowing events, and, like, all these people die, and, like, all these lives lost, damage, destruction, and then it's like, that's nothing to the people in charge, you know, the bigwigs, like, the people in the boardroom. Like, this whole situation is nothing to the oil company. It's like a blip.
Yeah. They don't see the people who are... These people, they don't see them as people. They just see them as like
really. They're just assets.
Yeah,
really.
For
numbers on the sheet.
Yep, because the bottom line is all that matters. So they're about to embark on their journey, and Victor asks the company guy to send a letter to Paris on his behalf to his wife. And as the company guy's like, "Oh, it'll take a month to be delivered." At the end of the movie, he doesn't even deliver. He asks Jackie to do it instead.
Yeah, he's just like, "Yeah, can you mail this for me?"
Yeah, it's like, what a lazy bastard.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
I also love
the oil company guy is like he's really well characterized as just like a scumbag in like a really like low key way. Like he doesn't do anything like super outlandish. He's just kind of a douche, you know.
He's always clean. He's always like his clothing doesn't look dirty at all.
He's very clean. He's very white, which you know.
That's a big part of the movie. The big part of the movie is it is like white people in a place they're not supposed to be.
Yeah,
like they're the oil company is like, this is not their country. They are exploiting this area here. The town the employees are from the town and stuff. There are all these locals that like whose land and labor they're exploiting. Wages of Fear goes deeper into that than this one does, but like it's all here. And yeah, so they're on their journey now. So like they're on their trucks. Their trucks are spaced apart. They have two trucks because if one explodes, they still have another backup. As they're driving, we cut to the case of diamond in the back. There's like three crates that are all separated, maybe like a few feet apart, all like surrounded by sawdust and don't bump around a lot. This one part where Serrano's like driving around, and there's an indigenous man who's like just basically wearing a loincloth, and he's kind of playing chicken, being a practical joker around the truck. And like I love the part where this guy's like barefoot, like running across a pipeline, and it's almost like a native just like saying like "fuck you" to all the colonizers. Like, I'm gonna fuck around with you a little bit.
It seems like an out of place scene, you know. Like you're like, okay, I came for the high tension truck action, and like here's this scene where the native guy is like kind of like, you know, cavorting around and having fun, like. He's living his life, and he would be unaffected by all of, you know, this industry stuff. Like, it's just as nothing to him as it is to the oil company. Like,
and the characterization of this guy is like, he's not a character really, he's a caricature. Like it's and you don't really get a lot of the like indigenous groups in this movie, but like I do like there's a little bit of extra stress there. How this guy's kind of fucking around against the oil companies there, just like treats the pipelines as if someone just like, you know, run around, climb on, and like we just know how difficult it is for how stressed Serrano is, like how difficult it's gonna be there for them to like stop and pause and stuff. There's gonna be a lot of obstacles on their way. Yeah, you get to the, you know. There's a little like rock, like rickety bridge they get to, which is just like made by these very small logs. Cassim gets a note there saying like, you know, there's a note I had from, I think it's from are the notes from the company man or from each other?
I'm not sure where the notes come from, but I think Serrano picks this one up, the first one, and he's like, and it's like it says like, go this way, Serrano, good luck, and he's like, screw you.
Yeah, and like this it's like just all occurs, maybe maybe 15 feet across this little part of the bridge here, and so like Casim's in the truck Sorcerer, they're just slowly going over it, and the front left wheel just like breaks through the wood, but they're able to reverse it and get out, and then they would drive past the bridge, and it's like, it's just very stressful because you just know one bump can cause them all to explode.
It's like all of 20 feet, and his wheel goes through it, and it's like in any other movie, this would just be like a nothing situation, like, or it would be funny.
Yeah,
like, the wheel went through the thing. Ain't that funny? But like here, it's like the situation is so tense, and like this, it's the way it's shot is very it's very close in, like claustrophobic, like as these characters, like, because you can see it on their faces, they know like if Kasim screws this up, they're both dead, and the bridge is gone. Yeah, so then the other truck would be screwed too.
Yeah, and also like they argue back and forth who's going to be the one driving, who's the one guiding the truck. But like really, like
Kasim like freaks out.
Yeah,
he's like, get in the truck.
Yeah,
because neither of them wants to be responsible for blowing it up.
Yeah, or just dying in general. Yeah,
yeah,
and it's like, and it's a really great that like there's not many parts where like the characters freak out, like I don't want to go on this mission anymore, like you do this, like they all are committed, because like it would be kind of exhausting to have these characters be kind of like be too afraid to go on anymore.
Yeah,
I do like how they just
at the start.
Yeah, they accepted their fate at the start. Like they're this desperate. We're not going to have the big breakdown scene, which is kind of refreshing actually. And so they're further down the road. It's now an absolute downpour in this jungle here, and they get to a fork in the road. There's this like metal arrow sign that's supposed to be on the tree, but it's completely fallen down. They don't know which part of the fork to go down. There's a local they run into, and the local will not tell them where to go at all. So they're getting no help whatsoever.
Yeah, I love this scene. It's like it's another scene that's like almost out of place, like the earlier scene with the native guy. And this is also a native guy. It's a play. So like, like these two scenes that are almost like otherworldly or mystical, like almost fulfilling the promise of like what a movie called Sorcerer would be. And like he's what is it he says? He says they're like, which way to what, I don't remember the name of the city. It's
Poza Rica.
Yeah, he's like, which way to Poza Rica? And he's like, Poza Rica is dead. And it's ominous. He doesn't explain what he means. Yeah. Neela just says he's crazy, and it's like it feels so thematically relevant. And like this really, like, it's so strangely harrowing. Like him saying that to them. Yeah. And then Scanlan and Neela were just like, God damn it.
Yeah. And
so they had to pick a route.
I haven't read the book, but I was reading about the adaptation of this movie, how like or is in the memoir as well, but how they also want to tie in some 1,000 years. Is it 100 years or 1,000 years?
100 Years of Solitude.
100 Years of Solitude. Yeah.
I was so surprised to see that.
I haven't read it. I don't know what it's about.
It's very hard to explain.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stuff happens in that book. And,
but is it kind of like mystical? Or
I think it is relevant here. Yes, it is. It's if you know anything about magical realism, which is like a Central and South American like genre. Yeah. Where the magical and the mystical are sort of mundane, and you can really see that in this scene, in that earlier scene with the native. Like, I was really shocked to see that mentioned in the memoir, because I was like, it fits so well, even without knowing that or like really clocking it in the movie. Just we told that, I'm like, you're right, it is.
Because there's not many scenes like this in Wages of Fear.
No, not at all.
Yeah, which is like another big difference between the two. And like, it does seem like it's people in the wrong place. Like, these people are not supposed to be here, which adds to the tension of it all. Yeah,
like essentially, these truck drivers are invaders, and I think that's a very intentional theme, because the front of these trucks look like monsters. You know, like I think it's Lazaro. Like, looks like it has teeth. You know, like it looks like a monster's face. It's like there's a brief shot of like a native carving. Towards the beginning of the movie, and I think the opening part of the movie fades it out. and it's like a demon or a monster.
Yeah.
And it
Which is
looks
what the
like the truck.
Which is what the Criterion cover is. It's the
Yes, it is that truck
like
with its grill and its face, and it's like it looks, and it's
looks like a demon from ancient folklore for whatever group this
like
is
invading the jungle.
Mm-hmm. And this sequence here is they decide to go. They argue about which way to go because they follow the map. They're not sure which direction to go. So like Victor wants to follow the map, Jackie wants to go the higher route. So they decide to follow the map, and they can barely see all the foliage there. All kinds of leaves are brushing in the way. It's very windy. The storm keeps picking up. And then they reach the major set piece of the movie, which is the ricketiest rope bridge you've ever seen.
The bridge is an absolute triumph of filmmaking. It is one of the best movie scenes of all time. I truly believe that. Yeah. And the logistics of it are insane.
Yeah. So like what they first they built the bridge one place. It cost like a lot of money.
$1
million. And then the water kept draining and draining in the river there. So it went to the point there was no water. So like, fuck, let's move the bridge somewhere else.
Yeah, they had to pack up the entire bridge and move it to Mexico.
Yeah. And also the bridge, they designed the length of the bridge to fit that river.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, now you have to move it to a different river somewhere else.
Yeah. And then that river also starts drying up.
Yeah.
So they have to build a big-ass system of irrigation and like reservoirs and stuff to like fake the river.
Yeah.
And then also because it was the dry season, they had to fake the rain. And in the movie, you cannot tell at all.
No.
Because it looks so good and so real, courtesy of production designer John Box, that you just can't tell that like half of this crap is staged. Like it looks like they're in this hellish downpour driving a truck across a fucking rope bridge.
Yeah. And you'll see it on the cover of this movie too. Like the rope bridge is like the truck almost looks like it's at a 45-degree angle about to fall off. Like this bridge sucks. This bridge looks
during the production, the trucks would go over the side.
Yeah.
Because like it's so precarious. Like this scene is so iconic that it's literally the release poster. Like even then they knew that this scene is this sequence, which I think it's about 12 minutes long, is truly special. Like even without the rest of the movie, which I think is incredible and excellent, this part is monumental.
And like what's crazy about this scene too is that like even with the stunt people, like they had to like put like life preservers on them in case they get washed away as well. Like it sounds so complicated to do.
Like suits and stuff.
So like I guess Nilo does have a scene where he has panics, he tries to run away, and Jackie chases him down. And Nilo has to guide Jackie across the bridge, Serrano across the bridge. They're slowly going across.
You're gonna guide me.
Yeah. So it's stressful as hell. It's incredible to get across. Like the wheels slowly going over pieces of wood that are breaking as well.
Yeah, it even
the wind's
shows,
going crazy.
Like when Nilo was first like testing the bridge, he's like on foot.
Yeah.
And like even then on foot, he's like, this bridge is precarious. There's holes in it everywhere. It's swinging to and fro. It's about to fall down. And then you realize slowly he has to drive the fucking truck across this.
Without blowing up the dynamite by being rickety.
Yeah, without blowing up the dynamite, without falling off the fucking side.
Yeah.
Like the tension is insane.
Yeah. And then, so Jackie and Nilo get across the bridge, and Jackie's so fucking excited. And he's like, yeah, we're going to get paid double now. We're going to get double shares. And then it's like, oh fuck, one truck got across. There's now a second truck that has to go too. Then we get to have the stressful scene again.
And then it starts going wrong.
Yeah. And because first off, the first truck already destroyed part of the bridge there. So it's going to be more dangerous crossing it the second time. And so they're going through, so it's Cassim and Victor crossing the bridge and Sorcerer. And Cassim falls through the bridge at one point in time. Victor can't see him because Cassim's guiding.
Victor can't see him. So he's driving, he's inching forward, and it's like he's gonna run over Cassim, and he's gonna fall into the river. And he's the whole time Cassim's screaming no, 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 and Victor's like, I can't see you, I can't see you.
And in Wages of Fear is a similar scene where the guide gets ran over by the truck because the driver can't see him. So it's a very, very tense scene. Having just watched Wages of Fear, oh shit, is this guy gonna get ran over? Cassim's able to get himself back up, but Victor leans out the window because it's so rainy, so he can try and get a better look. And like from the river, a tree comes in, like it falls in, and like it pretty much crushes him against the side of the truck.
Yeah,
and he's hacking it with the machete, trying to get the branches away as he's trying to drive the truck. Still, like have a hand on the truck while trying,
like into the tree, like crushing himself against the side.
Yeah,
like, oh my, like even thinking about it, like oh my god, it's so stressful.
Yeah, and like Casman gets a winch set up with the tree, and he's struggling with that as well because they're trying to just like get the truck to like be pulled with the winch across the bridge. And as the winch is set up and the truck's getting pulled, and the bridge is starting to break.
Yeah, the bridge is starting to break. The stump is starting to come out of the ground.
Yeah, like, the wheels of the truck are in the water.
Like they barely get across, and like there's a sort of equivalent scene in the Ouija's Affair where he's trying to drive out of the oil pit over the guide.
Yeah.
And like even that is stressful, but like this is truly another level. And
this is truly one of the best set pieces in film history. It's so good.
It is indescribable. Like you have to watch this. Like even if you don't watch the movie, like just Google Sorcerer bridge sequence. It's like 10 minutes long. And like and it's so like the staging of it is really genius too, because it shows you like a successful crossing, and you're like, okay, well the other truck is going to do it too. It's like, okay, whatever. But then like they were smart enough to introduce like
nature coming in more.
Like nature and the consequences of that first truck. So like it heightens the stakes again.
Yeah.
So that you're still on the edge of your seat. Like you can't expect anything to go right at any point in the movie. Like
it's so clever that they're able to like use the same bridge they constructed.
Yeah, like
and
essentially
use it twice.
They're just doing the same thing.
Yeah, but they've amped up the stakes just a little bit more, and it's so believable. And like the actors are doing it so well, and like you can tell the actors must be so miserable because like they again like, it's the water, all the wind's artificial, and there's still like it looks like the most miserable hell on earth.
Like,
and
oh my god, it's I don't know what can you even say about this? Like it's genius. Like it is true. It is genius. It's cinema.
Yeah,
like it is cinema. And
this is one of those scenes that makes you like
I cannot imagine watching this in the theater in 1977 and coming out and saying this sucks.
Yeah.
Did you not make it to this part?
Yeah. I would at least be like, like something like the latest Mission Impossible movie, which I think is not a really good movie, but it has two incredible set pieces in it. Those scenes makes this movie worth watching. And like, if I was a critic in 1977, like, even if like I thought like as a remake, it's like whatever, you're just doing a remake. Like, it has one of the coolest set pieces ever. Like, how do you ignore that?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Like thinking that this movie was like forgotten for so long or derided for so long.
Like, oh my god, like the rights situation like really fucked it over a second time. Like, it took so long for people to like see this movie. I'm glad that Friedkin lived to see, if not the 4K restoration, because he died in 2023 and that came out last year. But like, at least he saw the Blu-ray, and at least he saw people like finally start to see and appreciate like his masterpiece. Like, I'm so glad that he got to know that people appreciated this movie as much as he did.
Yeah, because this is his. He says this is his favorite movie of his.
Yeah, he does.
This is
consistently he says this one.
Yeah, like this is like his passion project in his mind. This is the movie he really wanted to make.
Yeah,
and he's
fought very hard for this movie.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And so they get past the bridge sequence, and all the weather's kind of cleared and stuff. It's just sunny, but like with the storm and everything, now there's a tree blocking their path. And
I love this scene too.
This is where
this
Jackie...
is like the double whammy of the bridge and the tree is like really makes the movie worth watching. Like the bridge by itself, but then into the tree. Yeah. Like this scene, and it has an equivalent scene in the Ouija's Affair where they blow up a rock, and it's like watching like I think the tree is more plausible.
Yeah. And excuse me. So like Neil's laughing maniacally as like when he rears the trees down. Like Jackie's plan is to see, like we'll build our own path, and so he starts like trying to chop down trees with a machete.
Yeah,
Neil's like
this is where it really plants the seeds that Scanlan is fraying. Like he's putting on this stoic face, like he's gonna get through this, but he's not well. Like it's starting to really eat at him. It's starting to really get to him. So he's like wading into the swamp, trying to like hack at these trees, and everyone, I think it's Victor is like, you need to clear 8 feet, like on both sides, and then Nilo's like, how are you gonna get the stumps out?
Yeah,
he's like, I don't know. I'm gonna do it, but I don't know how. But I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you can't use the winches, like you can't use the trucks, like because those explode, like.
Yeah.
So now they come with this idea of like
Cassim, I think, comes up with the idea. He's
whereas like
he's like on top of the tree while they're like, while Scanlan is like freaking out, and Nilo and Victor are just like looking at him, like, oh my god, and he's like, I could blow the tree up.
Yeah, and like Jackie at one point is like, he's like trying to cut down some more branches and stuff, and he's like literally like shoulder deep into a swamp, so you can't even drive the trucks to the side like he wanted to. Like you have to get through this tree somehow. So Cassim comes with the idea to blow up the tree, and so they develop a bit of a very primitive pulley system, and
like a Rube Goldberg device.
And
kind of thing.
So the idea is that they're going to place they're going to cut a little hole in the tree, put some dynamite in there, and then use a pulley system to drop a rock onto the dynamite to cause it to become unstable and explode. And so like I love when Cassim cuts out Nilo's pockets.
Yeah, he's like, show me your pockets. And he like advances on him with a knife.
Yeah, and
it's like, it really shows, like, here you really see that like Cassim hates Nilo because he killed his Nazi friend.
Yeah,
and he's like at this point, Cassim doesn't even bother trying to like kill Nilo himself. He's like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like we're in this situation together, and everything like, before this is meaningless.
And like as four men, they can't back out of this mission at this point in time because their bridge behind them is destroyed. They're in the middle of nowhere.
Like, what else are they gonna do?
Yeah, it's like there's nothing else. They have to go forward. So they back up the trucks, and they use Nilo's pocket there to put some dirt in there to give as a counterweight. So they puncture it. The dirt slowly falls out of it to give him time to run away. And Cassim gets a cramp while he's running.
Yeah,
and
kind of like stumbles a little.
Yeah,
like, and it can't be said, like, Cassim is on top of the tree that's stuffed with dynamite at this point, unstable nitroglycerin, like under his ass.
Yeah,
and he has to, because they don't have, well, they do have a gun. They have Nilo's gun, which is like a CinemaSins moment. Like, why didn't they just shoot it? But like, it's because the movie's tense and it wants to build tension. That's the reason.
Well,
so
actually,
he's like on the tree, and he has to puncture the bag himself and then go fucking running.
Yeah, but also the CinemaSins thing is that like well, I know, isn't the bag counterweight's on the ground? The dynamite's up in the tree, and you can't shoot the dynamite because they had to like bury the dynamite within the tree itself. So they did cut a little bit into the tree itself.
Yeah, it's like in the Wages of Fear, they have to like drill into the rock. In this one, they're just like hacking away at the tree and kind of like hoping that it'll be enough, because they like, you can't really stage this more than maybe twice.
Yeah, and also even when CinemaSins this movie, like even if the guys are making mistakes, not doing anything perfectly, like, these guys are like whatever distance away from this journey they've already gone through hell. They're not thinking straight. Like,
yeah, not at all. Like the movie just showed you. Scanlan is kind of losing it. And Nilo is probably started crazy. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they're able to actually successfully blow up the tree. Cassim falls while running, but he's able to get further enough away. And so now they're a bit further down the road, and Victor and Cassim start asking about each other, Victor and Cassim start asking about each other's past and stuff. Victor explains how he met his wife and shows Cassim the watch and says like, he got this the last day he saw her, and like the watch is still set to Paris time. And then their tire blows out of Sorcerer of the truck.
Yeah, and then they go off a cliff and explode. And it's
it's sudden,
incredible.
Yeah,
like, and it's so sudden, like, out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and it's like, and it's obviously intentional, but like, it's so ironic. Like, the first time they start talking about anything that is not this, they die.
Yeah,
violently. And
like, we're not going to learn about these characters because because clearly fate is set against them, and they revealing their past will cause like it's almost it's complete, it's like cosmic the way they just blow up when they try to open up to one another.
Yeah, like there's no past. There's only this.
Yeah.
And if you stray, you die.
Yeah. And like Nilo and Jackie, they see the explosion from up ahead, so they like see the giant like plume of like smoke, and like, well, you gotta keep going. Like they aren't like it's not like a scene where they're crying and upset. Like they're just like, yep, we gotta keep going.
Yeah, they're like, they kind of have like a look on their face like, holy crap.
Yeah, that could be
it
us.
It scares them because like they knew it was real the whole time, but now it's real.
Yeah,
you know, like this is what could happen to me.
And like the next stretch of the road is like, you know, it's side of a mountain. It's very, very a lot of rocks there. Like there's clearly been some landslides happening, and they're ambushed by a group of armed guerrillas. And they it's like 3 or 4 of them, and they try to tell them they're just delivering supplies. And we hear them talk in Spanish, and clearly our guys don't know much Spanish at all. And the guerrillas are saying like, you know,
but they don't know that.
Yeah,
they think he's just another gringo.
Yeah,
but there's this part of the scene that is like so strange. It's like one of the rebel guys like has this stance. I don't know if you like noted this down or anything, but he's like halfway to doing a split. Like he's got his legs splayed for some fucking reason. Like, it's so strange.
Yeah,
like it's just completely like he doesn't need to do that. He's just like pull up in this insane stance for 2 seconds of a shot. Like every time I've seen that, I'm like, why is he doing that?
Yeah. And yeah, so like in Spanish, just talking about how they're just going to kill him, take the supplies, and Nilo's in the truck. He's just coughing away, and the robbers look inside and they see that there's explosives, and they know it's explosive because the side of the crate says like danger, going to explode. Nilo pulls out a gun, shoots one of them dead. One of them gets a shot off, which hits Nilo right in the chest. Jackie is able to kill the last one with a shovel. Nilo gets another one with a bullet, and Nilo's dying at this point. And the next stretch is crazy. This movie is crazy, where it's all dark out. They're driving across some desert flats. It all looks so surreal. This part was filmed in
New Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah, because he wanted somebody that looked different.
So otherworldly and strange. Like,
yeah,
it was specifically picked because it looks so different from the jungle,
and
like the landscape really reflects how Scanlan is just completely broken by this point. Like,
yeah, and like he's talking that Nilo's dying, and like
Scanlan's like, what are you gonna do with the money? What are you gonna do with the money?
Yeah, it's like they
guess whore in Managua.
Yeah,
Scanlan's like 2 whores.
Yeah.
2 whores.
Like he's trying to keep his buddy awake.
Yeah.
Buddy is kind of a loose term because they're not really friendly.
His compatriot.
Yeah. You know, and so, but this is when the scan is like really losing it too. Like he's hallucinating. The camera work gets all floaty.
Yeah,
and
this
surreal.
is like I think this is like the most Friedkin moment. When he's like this bizarre hallucinatory sequence where he's like driving through this strange landscape, and Nilo dies there on the floor.
Yeah,
like unceremoniously, and then he hallucinates Nilo laughing at him and talking to him, and he hallucinates the explosion scene and like all this other and the crash,
other parts of the movie, like the prologue. Yeah,
and he's like lost his fucking mind.
And like it's what's so interesting too about this part is like it's like just like, you know, it's like flat terrain. There's not much that's going to really kill you there. It's not going to be like, it's not like the jungle's trying to kill him. It's like probably the safest part of the journey.
Yeah, like here's this like easy going, you know, like go on the path, which is of course why the next part happens.
Yeah, like he stops the truck, he pulls the dead Nilo out, and the truck dies on him. And
completely dead.
Yeah,
and we're not like shown what, like the battery's still going because the lights are on.
Yeah,
like no gas. Something's wrong.
Yeah, and he looks at the odometer. He knows it's only a couple miles away. Thank you, the insert shot. William Friedkin was wrong about that. It was actually a necessary thing.
It was. Thank you.
And then we cut to black, and then next thing we see, it's like Jackie. He's carrying the crate on foot, and he's being lit by the fire of the oil well. And
like this is the scene I mentioned earlier. Like it is shot and lit so beautifully, so it's so haunting, and like it's really like the denouement of that otherworldly sequence when he's he looks like a dead man walking.
Yeah. And like he's stumbling around too. Like he's not like he's like going to be able to walk much further. And he gets close enough to it that the company employees start taking the crate away from him, but he still keeps on walking towards the fire as well, and then collapses.
Yeah. And the same thing happens in The Wages of Fear. Mm-hmm. And then in The Wages of Fear, they're like, is he dead? And they're like, no, fast asleep.
Yeah. And
a little bit of levity.
At this point, like separate is different Wages of Fear, where Scanlon's he's helicoptered back to the village in this one. In Wages of Fear, he like thinks he's invincible, so he decides to drive back himself.
Yeah, that's that end part of The Wages of Fear is like so funny.
Yeah,
he's just like driving like a dumbass over the roads, and like I guess it's a little bit ambiguous if he did it intentionally or not, but he just goes off the side and dies. Yeah.
It's like almost like a Simpsons where like like his truck should just say like okay, so you've driven Sorcerer or Lazarus to here. Here's the truck you can drive back called the Live Forever. And he just like in Wages of Fear, you just like driving like crazy off the road. Like swerving all over the place.
The score in The Wages of Fear is funny too because it's like a really light score. And he's like, yay, I did it. And then off the side.
Yeah. Like, when I watched it, I was like, what's going on here? But it makes a lot of thematic sense where some guys I cheated death this often. Like
it makes a lot of sense that he dies being a dumbass after like all that, but like it's still kind of hilarious.
And so like Roy Scheider, like Jackie here, he's helicoptered back to the town there, and he's wearing a very clean clothes and hat now. He looks just like the company man. Like he's, he looks a lot different than all the disheveledness he was before earlier. And there are more signs of the El Presidente being put up in town there. It's like the status quo is returned and nothing has really changed. Like the oil well is back normal. It's not like he saved the day, liberated a village. Nope, it's going to be the exact same as before.
Yep, just another blip, Operation stopped for a second. And now they're back.
And so he's given a Colombian passport as a reward. He'll get the cash when he gets to the capital. He's offered a job with the company man as a driver. He's asked to go to Managua, which is the place where Nilo and him were fantasizing about finding prostitutes. And he's like, no, he can't go there. He
can't go to Managua. No good for me.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
And so the company man, he pours him some scotch. He gives Jackie the letter that Victor gave him. He's like, hey, can you mail this for me? Because I didn't bother doing it myself.
Yeah, like
lazy bastard.
And it underscores really that it's like we've been through this whole extremely tense movie, like that's just like a consistent anxiety, and it's only been like a couple days. It really has not been long at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's pretty much
it's like conceivable that the oil guy just didn't get around to it, Yeah, it's like it ended up put off a couple days.
Yeah, and like we don't really see scenes of it in this movie of them like sleeping, setting up camp somewhere.
Yeah, like they don't sleep at all. They do sleep in The Wages of Fear a little bit.
Yeah,
but in this one, awake the whole time. Like this, if it wasn't so harrowing, it could have been like a day's drive. Like it's 200 miles. That's not that much.
Yeah, and like I can kind of see why they didn't put the scene of them like setting up cameras like that, because you don't really want these men to be, getting to know each other well. We don't want that. You can easily see them writing in a scene where they set up like camp like 100 yards away from the trucks and everything, and then sitting around the campfire explaining their past.
Moment of camaraderie or something.
And
it would be weird for the tone.
I'm glad it's not that kind of scene is not in this movie, because
I'm really glad
it's best for this movie.
It's not a sentimental movie at all.
Not at all, which is what's so awesome about it. And like you can kind of see why maybe people like this is kind of like the end of like it's not the end of New Hollywood movies, but it's kind of like the grittiness of this. Like you can see why the blockbuster era of like Star Wars, which is a bit more sentimental, like kind of picks up here, is because like this is kind of movie that's not going to be as popular in the 80s.
Yeah, like late 70s and 80s when it's like really peak, action movie where America's awesome and everything's sick. And and everyone who's brown is bad.
Exactly. Yeah, like the Rambo movies are going to start going to the Middle East soon.
Shitty Rambo sequels come out.
Yeah,
like very soon.
Yeah, and so they have them the scotch at the bar there, and some music starts to play, some classical music, and a very, very tired Jackie, he starts staring longingly at the woman who's cleaning the floor at the bar, and he asks the company man for a couple minutes, and he asks the woman to dance with him, so they're like slow dancing, and we cut to outside. There's as he's dancing, and there's all the Italian mobsters in the prologue show up in a taxi. Yep. The Tangerine Dream score amps up. The camera is above the whole village. We see the mobsters enter the bar. We hear a very quiet single gunshot, and then the movie ends.
Yep.
And like, I don't think it's ambiguous. If it's only one shot, that's like, probably means he's got completely killed.
People think it's like, people say it's ambiguous, but like, I don't know.
Because like if he
got shot,
yeah. Because like if he were to, I don't know, win this firefight there, he would have like got a couple shots off, right? Like
yeah, like he's outnumbered and outgunned. Like who's gonna defend him? Really, like the oil guy, like whatever. Like he'll just watch him get shot and take the check off him.
Yeah,
I think it's an incredible ending. Really, like Scanlan doesn't get redeemed. He doesn't get a chance to start over. He like did all that, then he got shot. Yeah,
and also like where would they start over again? Because they're all still on all the 4 guys were all still on the run. They're just changing locations where they're going. It's not like they're
yeah, they didn't like. He didn't like make good with the mob, you know. Like, he did a job.
Yeah, and it's not like with Scanlan, like he had to he had to pay back like $5 million to the mob. It was a personal reason why they wanted to kill him. Yeah,
like he just.
So it's a very downer ending, which compared to like Star Wars, where they all receive medals and after they save the day,
and the score flares up, you know. Yeah. But you're like Tangerine Dream's haunting synth, like over a man's death.
Yeah, and so people were very bummed out with this movie, and like because Star Wars was just the biggest thing to ever happen. Like they like yanked this movie from theater, so this movie only made $20 million worldwide, and like. Friedkin thought this movie was going to make like $90 million. The studio thought it was going to make $90 million.
Because like The Exorcist was like, what it was the figure, like over $100 million, like in the 70s.
Yeah,
like he made a shitload of money with The Exorcist. Like, it cannot be understated how much money he made. So he was basically like he was God. To the production.
With an incredibly controversial and shocking movie. Like The Exorcist for the 70s.
With a similar downer ending.
Yeah.
From that original cut. Like, this was before, obviously, Exorcist 2000 when he puts the original ending back in. Mm-hmm. It's like a little bit more hopeful. Like, the end of The Exorcist is a super downer. Or at least people interpret it as a downer. Mm-hmm. Like, Friedkin himself and Blatty both maintain that it's more hopeful than people think. But, like, to the casual observer, it's like he dies.
Yeah. And like,
sorry for the spoiler for The Exorcist, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, it's because it's not like, he's making like the French Connection itself. It's not like that friendly audience. It's not going to hold your hands. None of the 70s movies are going to hold your hand as an audience. Like, it's like he made a challenging movie and everyone loved it. And he's like, here's the guy who made these 2 challenging movies that you all love. He comes back again for a movie that has a slam dunk premise. And no one bought into it this time, which is just shocking. Because, like, it's funny that Friedkin kind of blames... You can't entirely blame Star Wars. Like, Star Wars took some screens away from it, but, like, there were other movies like Smokey and the Bandit that came around at the same time that did huge.
Lots of 77 movies are, like, huge and well-regarded and did really well at the time.
Yeah, because, like, also...
There's just so much that kind of, like, coalesced to kill Sorcerer, more or less.
Because, like, sometimes you get summers where people, like the Barbenheimer thing, where people like see one movie, they're going to see another movie because they kind of like want to see, they see the marketing for another big movie, so they go to the cinema multiple times. But Sorcerer was one where it's just like, well, like if we're going to have to dump one movie from the screens because it's not doing well, let's just dump this one. Yeah,
because we need more screens for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the movie would have done well if it had actually gone into production as Ball Breaker?
Oh my god, the original title Friedkin wanted? That's an even worse title because it's not evocative either.
It's like, I guess it makes more sense.
Yeah.
But like, who's going to go to the theater to see Ball Breaker?
I don't think we would be talking about this movie if it was called Ball Breaker, even if it was the exact same thing. I think Sorcerer, the title, just like...
Yeah, the title
the mythical failure Sorcerer.
It's so strange of a title that it comes around to being like iconic.
Yeah.
Like, yes, this is the movie Sorcerer about the trucks. Because that's just what it is.
And in France, yeah, exactly. It's like, what do you call a movie with the trucks? I don't know, Sorcerer. It's like if you call it Too Fast, Too Furious, like, the Wizard movie.
Excalibur.
Yeah, Excalibur, yeah. And like, in France, they just call this movie straight up Wages of Fear. Like, they just like, this is going to be another version of it, so like, expect that. Like, I wonder if they just call this movie Wages of Fear, that's probably the best way to have done it, to like be. And it blows my mind is that Sorcerer is supposed to be the title that actually got people in the seats. They changed that. They call it Sorcerer for commercial purposes, which is insane.
Yeah, like they tried to. They're like, here's another magic movie from Exorcist guy.
Yeah. But also, like
Friedkin would have been pissed the fuck off if they called it The Wages of Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from everything I've gathered from reading his book, he would have hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it.
Yeah, because he hates the idea of this being called a remake because it's just another version of the book.
He hates that. Like, there's so many interviews where he's like pushing back. Like, even in his book, he pushes back on it being a remake. He's like, no, I promise it's not a remake. It's a readaptation of the source material. Like, he was absolutely adamant to the day he died.
Mm-hmm. And he's right, because like I do think people call movies remakes far too often, because like a remake is something that is like using just the movie as its original source of the adaptation. Whereas like if you're taking the book and doing another reinterpretation of it, you're basing it on the book, not another movie.
Yeah, it's that thin line, you know. Like, obviously on MoviePod, you've decried remakes many times.
Yeah,
deservedly in many cases, but like a lot of time that the line is really thin of we're trying the source material again versus we're going to remake the movie. Like Andy Muschietti's It, the first one that's actually, you know, good. Like, is that a remake of the miniseries that people remember fondly? Is it a readaptation of the book? It's kind of iffy, you know.
But it uses a lot more of the source material of the book than it does the miniseries there. Like it also like puts so much pressure on the original movie too. Like, oh, like the original movie, the first adaptation is the sacred cow that we're all basing future versions on. Which, like, no, the actual sacred text is going to be the book that they're going to be basing.
Is the
literal text, yeah. Like it's like, you know, something like The Thing, where like it's based on
that a book that no one's read.
Yeah, who goes there? Yeah, and like, but like with John Carpenter, he used the original like title card of like The Thing, the Howard Hawks movie. So like he was directly adapting that, even though it is using a lot more elements from the book than the Howard Hawks one did. So that kind of like blurs the gap with remakes, but. Yeah, this one is clearly another version of the original. I know, I have not watched all the French Wages of Fear from a couple years ago. Like, that one uses...
Even that is not, like, a remake of, like, as bad as it undoubtedly is. Like, even that's not, like, just remaking the Clouseau movie.
Yeah, and, like, they claim it takes some, like... I think the director said, like, it's like, oh, we're adapting the original book and the elements of the original movie. But it's like... Yeah, it's just another... You know, the original movie does not take place in the Middle East. So that's, again, like, it's another interpretation.
Yeah.
But...
one of the many reasons that I don't respect the Harry Potter show that's coming on HBO is, like, even that, if, like, they say, oh, we're getting more stuff from Joe's fucking books. But, no, you're not. Every single production still looks identical to the movies. Like, they're just making the fucking movies again.
Yeah. And also, like, I like the Harry Potter movies, and like those are pretty exhaustive of the books. Like, they've taken as much as they possibly can.
Like, not to get too into the weeds here, but like Joanne, J.K. Rowling, like famously fired her editor and wrote a ton of bullshit in the second half of the series, and like the movies are fairly scant, and they get like all the important stuff. Like, what more do you want from like her shitty prose? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and like I feel like with the Harry Potter series that like, is that really going to run a full 7 seasons realistically?
There's no way.
No way.
Fucking way.
I'm thinking 3 seasons and done. And those 3 seasons are going to be the first 3 books most likely, and like those adaptations they have everything from the book. Like, there's nothing those movies are missing from the book.
Yeah, like those are the thin ones.
yeah. And like I guess they miss, like, I don't know, like the first book they like don't have like Ron's brother coming and get the dragon, but like they still have the dragon in there. Like, it's that second book has literally every single thing from the movie. Like, the second movie has everything.
Like, it's gonna look exactly the same as the movie because like it's so craven how, like, because those movies like defined what Harry Potter is and looks like so much that they just like they're running it back. Like I bet you there's gonna be frame for frame stuff from those movies.
Oh, there has
Like,
to be, yeah.
Like, the aesthetic is so defined by the movies. Like, even the Harry Potter theme park looks like the movies. Like, they can't do anything else. Like, it's so cynical. Like, they're doing this to make money.
Yeah. Yeah, not because you have an original take on it. Like, I think,
they have no new ideas. They're just one more fucking money.
Yeah.
It makes me really mad.
Oh, yeah, like, and it's fascinating with remakes too, because like if you wanted to like take the Harry Potter as a source material and remake it and like readapt it, like do an animated thing with an anime style or something, and that is something different, like, visually different.
Anything original, like even as problematic as Harry Potter and Joanne is, like have an idea.
Yeah,
and any idea will work.
And like Friedkin had ideas with Sorcerer, which is what makes it so good. Is that like even just that baseline, pulling in the influence of 100 Years of Solitude, like that's something new. Yeah, and like it's funny that like people in the 70s were just kind of like, it's a remake, so like who cares? But the thing is, like, no one had seen Wages of Fear in America, like that.
Yeah,
sure,
like, that was a French movie that Friedkin liked because he was up his own ass.
Yeah, like it won the Palme d'Or, but who really cares about Palme d'Or movies?
Especially in 70s America, like you don't even know how to pronounce Palme d'Or.
Yeah. Other than the rare like Palme d'Or winning, like The Conversation or Apocalypse Now, like that's American. Like you're not going to be. It's like, ooh, is when the Palme d'Or going to go seek it out? Like no one had heard of Wages. No, like the common audience who had seen The Exorcist had never heard of Wages of Fear before. So like, yeah, it's like, you know, it's sure remake it because the audiences don't know it, or readapt it because audiences don't know it. But yeah, he had enough original ideas. The set pieces are original. It's not just taking the basic aesthetic and just doing it again. He's doing his own style, his own take on it. And it's absolutely fascinating. It's thrilling. And I'm so glad the audiences kind of came around to it. It's like, hey, like this movie is actually like one of the undersung masterpieces of the 1970s.
What is it? The quote that's like, nothing is unfairly, like some things are unfairly overlooked, but nothing is unfairly remembered. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like it's, I don't remember who said it. But like people came back to it for a reason. Like people reappraise it for a reason. Like it was unfairly overlooked, but people found it.
Yeah, yeah, and like, which is like the coolest thing about like people coming back and watching movies, like reclaiming movies, is that like it's all there's a movie that's just, it's sitting there, it's been made, and people can come back to it later that year, later that decades later, and kind of like, hey, let's look at this again. Like let's maybe the people back then were wrong, maybe the audience were wrong, maybe the critics were wrong, and both of them were wrong in this case. And
yeah, and that's one of the reasons that I think like physical media is so important and essential, is that like there needs to be a record that people can come back to, and like a lot of these like these 4K versions that come out, and like even before the Blu-ray versions, like the rescans, so like that people like it gets the movie back into the zeitgeist, you know. Like maybe this movie that was forgotten and not on home video very much. Like here's this fancy new 4K, it looks beautiful. Let's watch it. Let's see what it's like. Like let's put it back into theaters in some cases, you know.
And I guess people talking too, because once that announced that Sorcerer, once they released that Sorcerer 4K Criterion, like people on social media were talking Sorcerer all over again.
Yeah, like it's very important. Like to me, obviously you know this. Like physical media is extremely important to me, and I love owning stuff and I love looking at this stuff. But like I think it is genuinely essential to the last dregs of American culture to have a record of this stuff. So like even if it sucks now, we can come back to it and remember it. Like it's not like an ephemeral file on Netflix that gets deleted for tax reasons. Like it's real, and we can come back to it and we can recognize it later at least. And
a movie like Sorcerer, where it was a Universal Paramount co-production, so that kind of fucked up its rights as well when it comes to home video.
There's a whole section on the Wikipedia page. It's like lawsuit.
Yeah, and like
it was tied up in lawsuits for so long.
Yeah,
that there's only bootlegs.
Yeah, and that's the big thing about physical media too, is that like that's why a lot of movies don't end up on streaming for the longest period of time, is because of some home video rights. And we have a co-production in Universal and Paramount, like who has the rights to this movie there, so it doesn't end up streaming for a while. So, but if a physical release got secured there, it might not appear streaming later on. And as we saw this week with like Paramount buying out Warner Brothers, is that okay? Well, what happens to various Warner Brothers releases now? Like who owns the rights for those?
Like people probably don't realize this unless they're a freak like I am. Warner Brothers is incredible at physical media.
Mm-hmm.
They are very consistently releasing physical media, boutique physical media. And Paramount kind of sucks at it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Netflix would probably have been worse, but like even Netflix puts some stuff out.
Yeah, Netflix tries to like buy its way into relevancy, so they're still putting things like K-pop Demon Hunters on Criterion, which like I think is a good move. I think it's a good move.
Oh my god, the discourse around that was unbearable. Like, who cares if it's kind of stupid? Like, it's funny, obviously, because it's K-pop Demon Hunters, but that'll make them like $1 bazillion. And like, there's the Janus Films budget for the next 20 years.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, even if like, you know, most people who watch K-pop Demon Hunters just have Netflix for it. Like, if like, I don't know, like if like 0.5% of people who watch K-pop Demon Hunters buy the Criterion there, like that might get them to physical media. That might get them to like actually kind of explore these special features. Like it's good for film. It's good for preservation for these things to exist. Like,
I staunchly believe that any physical media is worthwhile. Like, even if it sells one copy, it is worthwhile.
Yeah, and like that's what like I love about Vinegar Syndrome, places like that. They're taking like the biggest piece of shit movie, but still put the effort and restore it. Yeah,
like occasionally Vinegar Syndrome does the same thing that Criterion did with K-pop Demon Hunters. Like occasionally they'll get a movie that you've actually heard of, and they'll sell like a ton of copies.
Yeah, which is good.
That's their budget for the next couple months, you know.
Yeah, and like people get kind of annoying with like because like the guy who owns Indian Paintbrush, Wes Anderson's production company, the same guy who owns Criterion. So like Wes Anderson movies get Criterion releases right away.
Like, I'm just like, for that I'm like, who cares?
It's a like a home video release company. They're not like defining the canon of films. Like
people think that a lot. Like, and to be fair, Criterion kind of curries that reputation themselves because they know it's good for their image and their business. But like, they just get what they can get. Like, there's so many labels. Like, there's Criterion, there's Second Sight, there's BFI, there's Studio Canal, there's Vinegar Syndrome, there's Severin, there's 101 other fucking things. Like, if they don't get, someone else will. And it's like, more physical media is better. Like, at baseline. And like, it's sad that like it's just like you can't really just go into like a Best Buy anymore. It's like look at the movies. Like, yeah, it's, oh my god, when they gutted their their like DVD section and then their game section, they're starting to get rid of too. It's like, yeah, like it's like, you know, there's enough cases as like, you know, with video games or like even you get with some various TV shows as well as the home video releases where the music's different. Like this, they don't get the streaming rights for various music. Famously, House has this problem where they could not get Teardrop for the streaming releases, and it hasn't had it on streaming for like 15 years. Yeah, but my DVDs right here. They're there. There's Teardrop, and like, that song is so iconic to the opening of House. Yeah, and like that's one great thing about physical media too. Like they can't just update and change on you. Like Netflix has been caught doing that. I think HBO too. Like they have edited the movies afterward and like took stuff out and like censored stuff. Like and like and scary. Also with all these corporate buyouts and stuff, where who knows what Paramount's going to do under the thumb of Donald Trump to Warner Bros. Library, like. Who knows what's going to be censored, what's going to be changed. But, like, I don't know, like, they can't take my copy of one battle to another and change it now because it's on my shelf. I can watch it whenever I want. It's going to be the same movie now as it was. It's going to be like 20 years. Yeah, they can't re-edit all my copies of Sinners to have Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh in it, you know? Although, I would love a version of Sinners that has Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro in it. You know, put AI Charlie Kirk in there. Was it that disgusting fish post that was like they're going to make white people sinners like Zachary Levi or something? It was Jonathan Majors and Zachary Levi. And I was like, sure. Yeah. That sounds insane. I would watch the hell out of that. Like, it would be like all those Daily Wire pieces of shit are so fascinating. Like how, like, this is so out of, like, off the rails for what we're talking about. But like, they're so fascinating. Like, Lady Ballers is probably the worst movie I've ever seen. That's insanely offensive and just wrong and poorly made and poorly acted and like evil. But it's so fascinating because it's so like the conservative mind is so fascinating because like they can't make jokes because they're too mad. Yeah. So there's two different references to Dylan Mulvaney in it, like in the Bud Light boycott that happened for a week. And he put that in a fucking movie. Like, it's so fascinating.
And that's how
like,
many
all the
outrage cycles ago? Like, yeah. Because that was like, by the time that movie came out, that was like already like 300 outrage cycles.
Yeah, they already
passed.
had a new thing.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, it's like, it can be an angry, like, Friedkin's can be a pretty angry director, and he's able to channel that into making something like Sorcerer. Like, something where he's like, get whatever the fuck he wants. Like, you don't have to, like, be conservative and, like, make, like, was that Lakeshwa, whatever like that, where someone pretended to be black?
It was,
what movie am I thinking of?
Well, Lady Ballers itself was, like, kind of a ripoff of, oh my god, what was it?
Juwanna Man?
Yeah, Juwanna Man.
Yeah.
and, like, Juwanna Man, it sucks and it's problematic, but, like, it's 10 times the movie Lady Ballers is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and, like...
It's not this fucking grievance. Like, you could take your fucked up worldview and your evil thoughts and make something.
Yeah.
And they can't even manage that most of the time.
And another thing about, like, physical media too is, like, you can imagine, like, some streaming service would be hesitant to put Juwanna Man up on its service.
Yeah, like Disney famously refuses to very cowardly put a Song of the South on Disney Plus because it's so fucking racist.
Yeah, but, like, you can get a copy of that movie on VHS, and that's it. But at least, like, that movie exists in some form away from the, corporate hands.
Disney can't just scrub that off their record. Like, they, like, even as marginal as it is, they have to reckon with the fact that they made a racist-ass movie.
Yeah. And, like, is it... I know 30 Rock has some episodes where they're not on streaming at all because Tina Fey...
Because, during 2020, like, in the aftermath of, like, the George Floyd protests, like, I would sort of argue that it was done in good faith and with, like, sort of well-meaning. Like, some of the shows got, like, episodes deleted. Like, even still, there's the episode of Community. Have you ever seen Community?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that episode where Chang dresses up as a dark elf, like a drow, and he's in, like, black paint on his body. Like, they deleted that because he was in... like, it was supposed to, like, it was intentionally supposed to, like, evoke blackface because Chang is an idiot and problematic. Like, but they deleted that episode that's like a deeply heartfelt episode where, like, they get to know Neil and, like, learn about his, like, struggles, like, the background character Neil, who's, like, before this episode, he's, like, his thing is that he's fat. But they learn about it and they learn a lesson, even though Dan Harmon says they don't learn lessons, but whatever. But, like, they get to know someone. And then that's like that's deleted because sort of well-meaning. We don't really want to have blackface on our service.
Yeah, and like with 30 Rock, there was like 3 episodes. I think it's 3 episodes deleted because of like of blackface stuff. Like there's the live episodes where those are removed because like there's a couple of actually super funny John Hamm ones and
the Lethal Weapon episode of
Sunny.
Yeah, is. I think I got deleted before 2020, actually, because like, it was so bad.
And like what Disney does with the Muppet Show a fair amount, with a lot of episodes, Disney does a lot of things, but the Muppet Show, because I watched it relatively recently, is they'll have a disclaimer saying like, sure, it's on the depictions of different time, yada yada, and like that's you keep it on the service. You're not trying to hide it away. The Michael Jackson episode of The Simpsons, you still cannot watch on Disney Plus. I can still watch my DVD of The Simpsons and watch it. But there's an episode of The Simpsons which, like, people are going to call it the banned, censored episode of The Simpsons forever because a corporate company decided they were, for one moment in time, that, like, this was not appropriate. And it can go both ways. It can be, like, maybe this episode is, like, too progressive and some company was going to get rid of it or something like that. Or it's too offensive to get rid of it some other way. And that's why physical media is so good, is because you're not worrying about the cultural changes that are happening afterwards. Like, it's just going to exist as it is.
And even if, like, studios have attempted to, like, go after and round up, like, all the copies of, like, movies, especially, like, very problematic ones, like, the UK government, I think it was Faces of Death, or the ABCs of Death. They tried to get every copy of it out of circulation to destroy them. But for years, it was circulated as bootlegs. So in physical media, if it's physical, it's real, and you could copy it and circulate it yourself. And, like, I don't want to, like, delve into deep waters, but that's also why, let's say, grayly legal distribution is important.
Yeah, because at least it's going to be out there in some way. It's
Yeah.
not going to be truly lost media, and which is like there should be no like the only lost media that should happen is because of a fire that burned some silent films like 100 years ago. Like
Or
it should
they
not be
put it
because
in a copper mine and lost the negatives or whatever the fuck Anderson did with Event Horizon.
yeah.
I forget what it was, something insane.
But like, it should not be because there should not be lost media because of a company deciding like we're not going to put this out anymore, or because we're writing this off for a tax break. And with Sorcerer, you have the physical copy now. I'm going to get the physical copy at some point soon, and you don't have to worry about it with streaming where it's going to end up, because again, this is one of the complicated ownership between because of co-production Universal and Paramount. And again, we saw with Paramount that its fortune just changed drastically within the past week, and who knows what the Warner Bros. Library is going to look like. Who knows how woke and fascist the next Harry Potter series is going to be. Like,
yeah, who knows? Like, it's like, I don't know, the situation is tenuous and it's not looking great.
Yeah.
But like, if you have a DVD, that's your DVD.
Yep.
Don't
Stop.
put it in your attic so it rots. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Just keep it out of the sun and keep it in room temperature. And you won't. I think Friedkin is the one with the quote with the disc rot, right?
Maybe. Oh my god, I don't remember.
I'm gonna get the exact quote because this is really a funny quote. Friedkin disc. Oh, is it him? It's either Friedkin or De Palma. Whereas like someone's talking about disc rot and how like DVDs will like last only for like 15 years, something like that. It's like, how the fuck do you know that? Well, it's what the science says. Like, I own discs that are like 40 years, like 30 years old, and have no rot at all.
Yeah, like I think it came out that disc rot was like intentionally overblown to try and stop the sales of DVDs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was so like it basically was spread as propaganda like, against this kind of thing. Like,
and people use that as like a way, like you see like I see on like Reddit and social media and stuff about how like
yeah,
I don't want to buy a physical
rot.
copy because it's going to rot away, but my digital copy will not rot. Like, well, like
oh my god, dude! Like hard drives. First of all, hard drives fall all the time. Like
exactly.
That's baseline. Like also like that line you were fed. Like nothing's deleted from the internet. Not true.
Like
your shit will rot unless it's an HD DVD, which are badly made. Just
yeah,
don't,
and
like
no one has HD
don't
DVDs.
keep your shit in the shower.
Yeah, I have like I think I'm over like 1,200 movies right now. I have no disc rot at all.
I have 150 or something, and my dad's got a lot downstairs, and like all of the ones my dad have are like pulled from like flea markets and third party video stores, and they're like 25 years old. We have literally never seen a rotten disc ever.
I've seen a rotten disc once. So like when I go thrift shopping, I always like check the discs for scratches and stuff. And like always the most damaged discs you can find are going to be Disney movies for kids and stuff. Like because like
that was loved.
Yeah, kids don't give a shit about like keeping their Monsters Inc. disc normal thing. Like I saw like one copy, like I was like Finding Dory or something that like had like a disc rot. It was a more recent movie. And I think it's probably because someone left it on the sun or something. Like,
yeah, like you have to fuck up a disc for it to start rotting. Like I've bought stuff that has been rained and snowed and sleeted on it. It's basically fine.
Yeah, I found a disc of Max Payne 1 on like CD when I was going for a walk with my dog like a decade ago, just on the ground like in a snowbank. It worked.
Did it work? Yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
Like,
yeah,
they're more resilient than you've been told.
Yeah.
They're especially more than tapes.
Well, absolutely,
like,
yeah.
Tapes are kind of just fucked, but like,
yeah, like
buy DVDs.
Buy DVDs because you don't know.
Our lesson for
you don't know where something like Sorcerer is going to end up in a few years with corporate buyouts and co-productions and such. And things like Sorcerer, the fact that it got a physical release causes reappraisal, causes people to actually go like, hey, this is actually a great movie from the 70s, and I'm glad Friedkin got to see people come around to it. And I hopefully anyone who sees that this movie's been covered in the episode, you go check it out because this is a wild movie. It's a fantastic movie. Audens, do you have any final thoughts about Sorcerer?
I love this movie very, very dearly, and I love William Friedkin very dearly, even though he made some stinkers like Jade. But watch movies, you know. Even if it has a weird fucking title like Sorcerer and it's about trucks in the jungle, watch movies. You know, you never know what you're gonna love. Really, at the end of the day, like I don't know, just check stuff out.
Be curious.
Who cares?
Be curious about movies.
Yeah. And also buy DVDs.
And buy DVDs as much as you can while you can.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining me, Audens.
It was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I will come back anytime you want.
I would love to have you back.
I will not read another book, though.
Yeah, this is a lot of prep for this one episode. Yeah. Anything you want to plug at all?
Personally, no, not really. But, like, if you want to talk to me for some fucking reason, join the Kill the Computer Discord and listen to the podcast because it's good as well.
Good podcast. I'm over there, too. I am somehow ended up becoming a moderator over there. It's a lot of fun. We me and Audens chat a fair amount about movies and the Movies TV channel there, and it's a ton of fun.
With former guest Eggbrained.
Yep, Eggbrain. Yeah, she's we talk about her a lot in that channel too, and of course I've had June and Caleb on the show before. Hopefully,
very good episode about Face Off. If you haven't heard it, listen to it.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at @BWishart. You can follow MoviePod on Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Instagram. MoviePod's going to continue next week. I'm actually going to be doing a kind of a flip on the format a little bit. I'm going to be joined by Jacob from Workers Lit podcast, and we're talking about movies where the reception of the movies changed so drastically because of more about the events that the movie was covering have been completely dropped down the approval polls, and kind of does not have the same positive acclaim that the politicians had at this point in time. We're going to be talking about Clint Eastwood's American Sniper, a movie that everyone kind of hates now because of no one is really defending that Iraq war very much, and especially nowadays where today we're going another forever war in the Middle East.
Awesome, dude.
Yes. Do you have any thoughts about American Sniper?
That movie fucking sucks, and the baby is really funny.
The baby's the funniest part. That movie's pure evil, but the baby's so fucking funny.
The guy's evil. His book is evil too.
Yeah. I'm fascinated to do that as an episode because it's kind of like the haters have come back around to it. And like that movie was up for Best Picture. It broke records, and like it is an evil, bad movie.
It is. Oh my god, it's like Jarhead sequels level bad.
Yeah,
like, it's so jingoist. It's so late period Republican Clint Eastwood. You know, like
and like it came out during the Obama administration too, which is fascinating. And Democrats were defending the movie, thinking like, it's like very important to show both sides of the war, the emotional turmoil of the war. Like, I don't know, you send a guy there to kill as many brown people as possible, and he's sad about it. But he's not even that sad about it.
Movies get reappraised as bad all the time, like especially for Best Picture winners. Like famously Crash is like so bad, and like what was it? The Passion of the Christ, at the time was like lauded and made a shitload of money, and now everyone recognizes it as a piece of shit where Jesus invents the dinner table. Yeah. Like American Sniper is definitely one of them. I remember when it came out, people were like, "Oh, you gotta see this. It's an important movie." And then, like, even at the time, it's so, like, baseline jingoist, if not just insanely racist.
And, like, the guy's true story is that he just lied. He embellished how many people he killed because he loved killing so much.
He lied. Like, he made half that shit up.
He made even more stories about how he was killing more people around America just for fun, like at gas stations and stuff.
He's evil, dude. He's an evil guy.
And, so the idea for this episode is going to be, it's going to be kind of about how the war it covered is more unpopular than ever right now. So we're going to talk about kind of the historical context about how movies become less popular as the events they cover become highly disapproved of. So it's going to be
understatement.
It's going to be an interesting episode. I'm really stoked to talk about that movie because it's going to be kind of a little bit of a break in the format because I've done too many good movies lately. Sorcerer. Like I got to follow up with something absolutely fucking trash. So
all right. Well, that sounds great.
Yeah,
audience.
So thank you so much for listening to MoviePod. Until next week, take care.